One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. Why is it always low, man? Hey, let me work on this. One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. Why is it always low, man? Hey, let me work on this. One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. Why is it always low, man? Hey, let me work on this. One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. Why is it always low, man? Hey, let me work on this. One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. Why is it always low, man? Hey, let me work. All right, my shot is so flat. I'm hitting the front of the. All right, how does audio now? One, two, one, two. How do you fix this audio? Let's see. Mm, internal speakers. Zoom audio device. One, two, one, two. Audio check. Oh, Hey, peace, decent. I'll get started in a second. I'm just fixing the audio. The audio a little janky. Let me know if you can hear me loud or is it still like medium or low? Let me check. 1 2 1 2 audio. My mic sounds nice. 1 2. My mic sounds. Let me check. No, my mic sounds nice. Check. 1 2 1 2 audio. All right, it sounds a lot better. All right, let me get my tabs ready and we're gonna go in. This is gonna be funny. My mic sounds nice. 1 2. My mic sounds. Let me check. No, my mic sounds nice. Check. 1 2 1 2 audio. All right, it sounds a lot better. Yeah, so just give me a few moments to get my tabs in order. All right. I did a lot of research on this guy. That means I had it not. What I mean is I went back and went through some of his like last like 20 uh lives, right? His 20 uploads. Now I didn't watch them all, of course. It's not that much time in the day. But I skimmed through them like meticulously and I caught callers who challenged him and busted his tail. You dig? So I'm gonna share that information. I'm out here in mosquito heaven, getting bit up out here. So give me a moment. Give me a moment to share the link. All right, I'm just gonna share the link. That's gonna take about 5 minutes. I'm gonna put in like so many chats. Just try to boost up the page. You dig? The YouTube channel. Give me about 5 minutes. One second. That was the direction he wanted him to bring the people.
Right. Exactly. But it wasn't though, because if you look at the world of Islam today, bro, the world of Islam today is on fire. It's going out.
You know what's interesting? I had spoke to a brother yesterday who doesn't follow the guidance and teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I asked him, give me 3 reasons why. You know, again, it's not to challenge him; it's just to give me the reasons why he chose not to. And the first reason, right, his most important reason, was the most controversial reason. Like, that's it. So first let me ask you this. No, I'm gonna say it first. He said that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I'm not saying this is wrong or right. I'm just giving you what he's saying. Okay, right. He said that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches that Allah is basically separate from Master Prophet Muhammad. You know, Allah came into Master Prophet Muhammad, and that's what made him God. So that means that Master Prophet Muhammad, the person, is only Allah, the supreme being, because Allah is within him, right? So again, I'm not saying that's wrong or right, but that's his reason. So first of all, is there any truth to that?
There is some validity to that, but at the same time, you cannot separate the two. You cannot separate the two, because for the simple fact that Master Muhammad submitted himself, he gave himself up. He no longer operated as an individual on his own terms. He operated on the terms in which the Creator created him to.
So let me give you some of the pushback.
Do that make sense? Do that make sense?
Yeah.
Did that make sense? What I just said?
It makes sense to me, and this is why I gave him some pushback. I said, my brother, the wording itself suggests it. Okay, the wording itself that I just read, like to him, Allah, who came in the person of Master Muhammad, right? That language itself. I said, bro, a third grader would take that to believe exactly what it said. Allah is, bestowed upon this person, and together, God, you dig? Allah, supreme being.
Right.
I said, so it's in the language. I said, so for you to get mad at him for an interpretation like that, and that's the deciding factor, like that's crazy, because at the very least, it's controversial.
Right.
Is up for interpretation. But to take that, and what I mean, because I said, now what makes your interpretation solid? Like, because I don't see your interpretation when you say when the word is Allah who appeared. Okay, so we have Allah who's separate, and he's appearing somewhere. Where is he appearing? He's appearing in this vessel. So I'm like, bro,
okay.
Yeah. So I'm like that interpretation sounds.
The analogy of the copper. Minister Farrakhan gave the analogy of the copper. The electricity is independent than the copper.
Right.
But you cannot get the electricity unless you do the wiring with the copper. So the copper is the conductor of this electricity. You would never be able to see that electricity.
Right.
If it wasn't for the copper.
Yeah.
You'd never be able to receive that electricity if it wasn't for the copper. And that's all it is to it. I think a lot of people make it harder than what it really is. But it has been done. It has been done throughout the ages of time. If you read, it said Abraham was sitting in the tent door in the plains of Mamre, and he lifted up his eyes, and behold, 3 men appeared to him. But one of those men he bowed down to, and he called him the Lord. So he recognized the divinity within this certain man. And at that time, Allah chose to appear in the person of the man. In the Holy Quran, I think it's chapter 55, it says, and there endures the person of thy Lord. It says, forever endures the person of thy Lord. So it's showing you that Allah is not the person, but it is Allah who is appearing, who is operating, who is in sole control of the manifest destiny of what this person is operating on.
Right. Yeah. So now his other two reasons I can't really remember, but I asked the brother, like, the other two reasons, like, he got to really just provide proof of that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
that's what I told him. I said, your other two reasons, yeah, you got to really just, because I said, if he said something that blatant, I said, I don't know about that. You know, I forgot what it was, but it was like clearly against, you know, what Elijah taught.
But was he a follower of Elijah Muhammad?
He says he is.
Okay.
Yeah, but
did he follow Silas? Did he follow Silas, or did he follow John Muhammad?
Now I don't. That's a good question. I should have asked him, but let me say this: I don't remember him suggesting that.
Okay.
Right, like he made no, you know, because I'll say this: most that I came in contact with or heard, most Silas Muhammad followers will mention Silas Muhammad.
Right.
You know, they're going to exalt him. You know, they're going to definitely tell you who's guiding them. So that's why I don't believe he's a Silas Muhammad follower. But
okay.
So I'm led to believe he's independent. But again, like next time I just ask him outright. But right now, as it stands, I think he just somebody who researches on his own.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's definitely a lot of misunderstanding when it came to the minister.
Right.
But like I believe the tree bears the fruit.
Okay. So expound on that.
The proof is in the pudding. Who else has done what he's done? Who else has been able to be in the light in which he's been in? And who else has been prosecuted for the teachings or for raising up the teachings? You don't see the prosecution of Silas. You don't see the prosecution of John. You don't see the prosecution of what's the brother name that started the Universal Nation of Islam in Kansas City?
You talking about King? You talking about Solomon? He called himself Solomon. I forgot his real name.
Wait, hold on.
At the Moors, you're talking about Solomon. He called himself Solomon Muhammad out there in Kansas City, right?
I think that's yes, sir.
Yeah.
But you don't see the prosecution of them.
Right.
You don't see the controversy of them. People don't even. A lot of people don't. The average normal
sandwich.
Wait.
Adam and Eve right there.
Okay,
Adam and Eve right there. Thought and feeling.
Wait. Okay, so you don't subscribe to the Bible fully, but you'll reference the Bible.
Yeah, it's an allegory book. It's talk Adam and Eve is talking about how thought and feeling come together to create a mindset. Masculine and feminine. The left side, left brain, right brain.
So
that's all we're talking about, bro.
So this great nothing has a mindset.
Is desire, and the snake is desire. You had desire to make a sandwich.
I got you. So this great nothing, it had a mindset?
No, I'm talking about what humans do.
Right, but I'm talking about.
If you look at the, when you look at the,
I don't want to talk about humans.
The 7 Hermetic laws, they say all is mind. Mentalism.
I got you. Before you do that, I'm not talking about humans. You're talking about humans. I'm talking about the great nothing, the God. Right? I'm keeping it there. So I'm saying, you said, but you compare me to a great nothing that can't be explained. How can be explained?
Well, you can't compare me to something. Let's just deal with no thing. Let's just deal with that part. No thing. Nothing.
Okay. Let's just say God.
In the Bible,
just to be.
Light came from darkness. That's what they're saying. Nothing. Something came from nothing. Feeling came from thought. It's all the same shit.
I got you. But hold on. But let's.
The future came from the present. It's all the same, bro.
All right, I got you. But this nothing. How did it create the universe again? You said, did it have this great nothing had a mindset? You said.
No, like the only way man can even try to answer that is just look at how man creates things. Wait. Example of how you got
how
that.
do we wait? How do mankind? You said did it have? But how do mankind compare to something that we can't even fathom or begin to explain?
Well, I mean, you will use what you have. Faith, belief, and imagination. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. You've been smoking.
I mean, what else can you use, bro? That's your superpowers as man. You have faith, belief, and imagination.
You use science. You use science. That's what you use.
Okay, what's backed by the science? How do you come up with science?
You come up with science first by observation.
You will use what you have. Who's observing? Faith, belief, and imagination.
That's why human being. Yeah. You've been smoking.
Using what?
Using the eyes and
what else
tools?
Can you use, bro? That's your superpowers as man. What does the eye you have faith, belief, and imagination.
You use science. Observe. You use science. That's what you use. The natural world.
Okay, what's backed by the science? How do you come up with science?
Wonder why things
come up with science first by observation.
Where does the pondering take place? You use what you have. Who's observing? Faith, belief, and imagination. That's why I brought it up. That's all we talk about, bro.
Got you.
It ain't no way around it.
All right, so that was just as fair notice. He called in, right? He's new to the channel. I don't believe he's unaware of anybody. I know he's not aware of. I don't know, but I don't believe he's aware of pseudo killers, Unk, Basar, Wujawu. I don't even think the brother is aware of Sarnetta. Maybe because Tariq Nasheed mentioned him before, possibly. But he's a Tariq Nasheed fanatic. So he came because of the subject, which was Andrew Schultz kicked Tariq Nasheed's butt. So he don't know who we are. He don't know where our talking points. So he's just fair game. You dig? So at some point I baited him into the vaccine talk. He took it, but he was just so goofy. And like I said, maybe he was high or some mushroomed up, whatever. But he couldn't even understand anything I was saying or what he was saying. So it wasn't even fun. But let me go ahead and leave that alone. I'll play that later. It is funny though. But he's pure entertainment. He's pure. You can't take the brother serious at all. He got to prove himself over. He got to prove himself to be taken serious because that live, he was just all over the place. I'm talking about mysticism, fairy taleism, just folklorism. He was indigenous black man twin brother, and slightly a little worse. All right. So anyway. Before I get into our daily broadcast, you know how I do. I gotta give you updates and current events. So here's the update, all right? So we have a dude named Unbiased Sports that goes to the park. You dig? To show you that he don't just be talking. So, and you see that park long. This ain't no short park. This ain't no LA Fitness, you dig? It's a real size realm. That thing long, and it's 100 degrees. This was today. 4 o'clock, somewhere at 3, 4 o'clock. Check me out. All right. So people, true story, and you've been talking. While you've been talking, I've been demonstrating. All right.
All right. My shot is so flat. I'm hitting the front of
now, this is me talking in the video. Go ahead.
The rim. And it's making the camera vibrate and it's not catching the shot. And I have to keep adjusting.
So basically, I was shooting earlier and my shot was coming too short. It was hitting the front of the rim. It was a perfect shot. It felt great. It just coming up slightly short, hitting the front of the rim. So you hear me complaining to myself and to the camera and, about this little mishappening.
My shot's so flat. Feels good, it's just flat. One.
So this is a 3 ball, right? So just count the threes, that's all. So people can talk, but please try this. Match me. Match me with this right here. Match me. Make as many as I just did today. All right, this is today. Match me, please. That's 1. And yo, the sun was gleaming in my goddamn. I really had one eye. I'm trying to tell you, I couldn't see.
10 in a row, man. Crazy.
So I was going for just 10 in a row, but I did better.
2.
Yo, tell me that don't sound like Curry or Trae Young. Come on. They call me Curry Trae, by the way.
3. Make sure
I know. I hate making noise.
Yes,
my shoes.
3.
You must be hearing me. Oh, God damn it. Y'all put on Hulk and everything. What the hell?
4.
That's 4, right?
Got past that front rim. 4.
So y'all talk basketball. Do this. Show up.
5.
This shit easy to me, bro. I'm gonna do 20 probably tomorrow.
6. Camera good? Yep. 6 in a row. 4 more, baby. That's 10.
I was just going for 10. Yo, I know you see me out there.
7.
So if I ever ball
Camera's still
I
good?
can tell like a Charles Oakley type player. I can tell by his personality. When you rebound that ball, throw that thing back to me, bro. And I know how to pass, so I got you in a split.
8.
8 in a row.
8 in a row. I said, if I can't make 10, I'm straight trash.
You heard me?
10 is the minimum.
10 is the minimum when I shoot around.
8 in a row.
I got to make at least 10.
That's 9. 9 in a row.
See, the ball come back to me. That's my son.
Playing. And him. And that's 10. All right? Let's keep going.
Curry.
20. Let me make my little brother mad. Get my little brother out here. That's 11. It's 11 in a row. That camera's still good. That camera's still good. I ain't gonna touch it. It's 11 in a row, baby. Let's go for 20.
Come see
My
me.
little brother out here, mad as hell. That's 12. 12 in a row. I'm really him, okay? So watch her drive, throw it back out to me. Play mix with Trey, mix with Steph. That's 12. That's 13. Oh my God.
Yo, that was some bull, bruh. Look at that.
That's 13. Oh my God.
In and out.
That's 13. Oh my God.
Hold on. You guys got to see this in slow motion. That's some bull, man. I was trying to go for 20.
Whoa.
So right now we at 12, right? And that's not my left hand, that's my right hand. The camera is mirrored. So I'm actually right-handed.
That's 13.
There's a hole in out.
Oh my God. Oh my God. In and out. 12 in a row, baby. 12 in a row. I'm really him, okay? Stop playing with him.
That's how the young guys talk. I stole that from young guys. Stop playing with them. All right. Let me go ahead and fix my name so you know who you're talking to. You're talking to Unbiased Sports. Okay, so now let me get into the daily broadcast. Wait, where's my notes? Where's my notes? I had a timestamp, Tariq, that she bullshit. All right, where's my notes? All right, so that's the challenge, 12 in a row. Haskell, you say you ball, right? That's your challenge, 12 in a row. Well, at least do 10, and then I'll say, all right. Because if I shoot free throws, I think the most free throws I made, the watcher, if you're there, I made like 73 in a row, 73 free throws in a row. That's the most I ever made. And that was like I might have been before the pandemic, actually. I made 73 free throws in a row. The most threes in a row, probably like 14, something like that. It wasn't no crazy number. All right, so anyway, let's get to the show. Let's get to the show. Why my name gotta be in your mouth, geriatric bird? Let's leg be balling. Hey man, yeah, you know you can't see me in the court, all right, at all, okay. And even nobody, your son, your little cousin, your nephew, they can't see me either. So I don't care what you talk about. Yeah, my leg be going forward, and sometimes it be calling a one when all those were threes, but sometime in the game, my leg, it's a bad habit. I'll step forward a little bit, and they all be like one. I'm like, why my leg keep going forward? I got to fix that. Here we go. Let's start.
He kind of lost me a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. He lost me a little bit, but that's okay. Let's get Brando. Didn't I have you on here last night or the night before, Brando? You one of these white supremacist trolls. Brando, hop on, man.
Hey, I might be an SWS, but I haven't trolled you at all.
By the way, SWS means suspected white supremacist.
I'm a big fan.
Okay.
My question in regards to reparations is if you were to do a Google search right now for...
Now, I don't remember this caller. I mean, I remember him, but I don't know where it goes. So, but all the other calls, I know what the argument is. This one I don't know, so I'll let it play a little bit and let's see together.
Gay reparations. You've got all of these heavy hitter publications like Foreign Policy and Time, all mainstream elite public.
Hey, yo, Stoopy was in his bag yesterday, yo. I ain't know Stoopy knew all that European history because he's always, you know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to tell Haskell. Like, dude, let's just be honest and just tell it all. Why suppress your information? Why just talk about black, or what you perceive to be black? Why we can't talk about just history, Chinese, European, Europe, you know, all that. I like Stoopy's. I didn't know Stoopy's bag was that deep. He even knew chemistry and some physics shit. I'm like, what the fuck? He kind of remind me of Melvin. You dig? The way when Stoopy was going in, I'm like, Melvin? Hey. Where's Stoopy get this information from?
Publications calling for gay reparations. And
right.
I wonder what you...
I'm thinking I'm about to just slide Stoopy. Like, it's going to be easy. My man had me like sweating and shit. Like, what the hell? He's still breathing? He got me on oxygen. You dig? ICU, trying to survive.
Your response to that is, and what your response would be if that started to make some progress, if they started to get somewhere with that.
Oh, they're already getting somewhere with it. Those white LGBT organizations get billions of dollars, man. They're always giving them money. They've been doing that for decades. Obama gave them a lot of money. The Biden administration is giving them money. They get money hand over fist and protections as well. I talked about this the other night about that Matthew Shepard.
So I see that the going trend with Tariq Nasheed. He likes to talk about money. Who's getting money? Tariq, you get money. You dig? So like, be careful what your talking points are and what you are suspicious of, because you're money. You dig? So like, I find it interesting. You're pocket watching, but you get mad when people pocket watch you. You dig? Like when Stu Pease and Haskell be bringing them interesting points on your pockets, you'll be upset and you'll say we're pocket watching. But you're pocket watching everybody else. Like, dude, stop talking about money if you don't want to talk about money.
Situation where they tried to compare Matthew Shepard to Emmett Till, and that's very disrespectful. Number one, Emmett Till was killed by some white supremacists who never got punished. Matthew Shepard got killed by one of the dudes he was in a sexual relationship with, and it wasn't because he was LGBT, which they keep lying about. He got killed over a drug deal that went bad. It wasn't because of his sexuality. They immediately arrested and charged the people.
I mean, you know what? Let me look that up on the fly. You dig? Because I keep hearing him say that. Let me look it up. Because I can't take his word. My man he's wrong too often.
Because he was LGBT, which they keep lying about.
Matthew Shepard. All right, cool. So the Matthew Shepard bill. All right, because the James Berg, Matthew Shepard. I can no longer take Tariq Nasheed, words on the surface. James, I think it's Berg. Here we go. All right, for the record, I'll just read it because I can't trust my man. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and do that and go here. All right. So of course you guys can't. Let me see how long it is. It's not long at all. All right, let's make this bigger so everybody can read along if they wanted to. So we're at the United States Department of Justice. This is justice.gov. You dig? So the Matthew Shepard and James Berg Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act of 2009. I believe that's when Obama was in office. Okay, so you say Obama do that for black folks. This is like Matthew Shepard is black, and this looks like an act to prevent hate crimes with Matthew Shepard in mind and James Berg. Matthew Shepard is the white guy, but James Berg is the black guy. So James Berg was in mind when Obama decide to do something for Black folks. Okay. So remarks by the president at reception commemorating the enactment of the Hate Crimes Prevention Act, because people like Tariq Nasheed says there's no hate crime that protects Black folks. This looks like one that does. Testimony of Attorney General Eric H. Holder Jr. before the Senate Judiciary Committee PDF, right? So the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act of 2009, 18 U.S.C. whatever symbol that is, 249, was enacted as Division E of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2010. Section 249 of Title 18 provides funding and technical assistance to states, local, and tribal jurisdictions to help them to more effectively investigate and prosecute hate crimes. It also creates a new federal criminal law which criminalizes willfully causing bodily injury or attempting to do so with fire, firearm, or other dangerous weapon when, number one, the crime was committed because of the actual or perceived race, color, religion, national origin, or of any person, or two, the crime was committed. So this is the or. Or the second part is the crime was committed because of the actual or perceived religion, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability of any person, and the crime affected interstate or foreign commerce or occurred within federal special maritime and territorial jurisdiction for the Moors, maritime law, you dig? The newly enacted 249 has three significant subsections. Subsection A1 criminalizes violent acts and attempt to commit violent acts undertaken with a dangerous weapon when those acts occur because of the actual or perceived race, color, religion, or national origin of any person. This section of the statute has a broader reach than existing hate crime statutes. Okay, this is why they didn't want to just do it for James Byrd or Matthew Shepard. They wanted to make it very broad, where it extends to many other people. All right, so 18 U.S. U.S.C. 245, for example, requires that government prove not only that the crime was motivated by animus, but also because of the victim participation in one of the 6 enumerated federally protected activities. Section 241A1 was passed pursuant to Congress's 13th Amendment authority to eradicate badges and incidents of slavery. The government need prove nor other jurisdictional element to obtain a conviction. Okay, subsection A2 of 249 protects a wider class of victims, right? Subsection A2 criminalizes acts of violence and attempts to commit violent acts undertaken with a dangerous weapon when motivated by the actual or perceived gender, disability, sexual orientation. So it goes, you see, this is the broadness. It goes beyond race. It goes down to sexual, your gender, right? Your sexual orientation, disability, or gender identity of any person. It will also apply to violent acts motivated by an animus against those religions and national origins which were not considered to be racist at the time the 13th Amendment was passed. You see? This portion of the statute was passed pursuant to Congress Commerce Clause authority. Thus, to obtain a conviction, the government must prove that the crime was in or affected interstate or foreign commerce, all right? Subsection A2B of the statute contains a detailed description of the ways the Commerce Clause element may be fulfilled. Subsection A3 of 249 provides for prosecution of crimes committed because of any of the characteristics defined in A1 or A2 whenever such crimes occur within the special maritime and the territorial jurisdiction SMTJ of the United States. The statute criminalizes any violent act. So listen, a lot of bills, whether you know it or not, be violent bills, okay? The 94 crime bill was actually a violent bill, if you didn't know. Y'all talk that, but don't know what the hell you're talking about. And unbiased gonna get you. Stop and frisk, violent bill, you dig? So a lot of these, the way FBI works is that they go to violent statistics. They see that as more of a social problem. That's most important. Because if you sell drugs, you're not necessarily threatening somebody's life, okay? And people are not necessarily feel like they're gonna die. They just feel like you are selling drugs and that's just disgusting. You're turning people to crackheads. But when it's violent, people fear for their lives. And that's when these policies get drawn up. violence. Violence is when bills start to be written, okay? Anyway, the statute does not criminalize threats of violence. So threats of violence is not included. Threats to inflict physical injury may be prosecutable under other hate crime statutes. So that's a whole different ballgame. Such as 42 U.S.U.S.C 3631 or 18 U.S.C 245. Such threats may also be prosecutable under generally applicable federal laws preventing interstate communication of threats. Read recent opinions addressing constitutional challenges to the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act. Okay, so there it is. We read it. So now let's go back to see what Tariq talking about. Let's go back. Let's see what he's talking about. All right, let's go. Yeah, peace, pure, indigenous.
Where they tried to compare Matthew Shepard to Emmett Till, and that's very disrespectful. Tried to compare, I talked about this the other night, get money hand over fist and protections as well. I talked about this the other night about that Matthew.
So let me see why my name, you said that. All right, okay, yeah. So what are you guys' opinions on that so far? Let's see if Tariq Nasheed is correct. Is he correct in his interpretation of what I just read about that act?
Shepard situation where they tried to compare Matthew Shepard to Emmett Till, and that's.
Did you read any comparison of these two in this act? Matter of fact, they weren't even named. Their names are part of the act, but when I read the act itself, we didn't read James Byrd or Matthew Shepard. So he's lying right now. There's no comparison. There's no comparison. Can anybody deny that? Indigenous, can you deny that? There's no comparison between Matthew Shepard and James Byrd. It's like Megan's Law. Like their name is attached to the bill or the law. That's it. But the law, you got to read the law. You got to read the bill, and it tells you what it's about. And we didn't read James Byrd or Matthew Shepard really like that in that entire act.
It's very disrespectful. Number one, Emmett Till was killed by some white supremacists who never got punished. Matthew Shepard got killed by one of the dudes he was in a sexual relationship with, and it wasn't because he was LGBT, which they keep lying about.
Okay, so wait, why is he talking about Emmett Till? This is James Byrd. Okay, so he claimed, wait, let's go back. See, indigenous, my boy, you got to be able to listen to what people are saying. I'm not saying you don't do that. I'm just giving advice in case, just, good advice, sound advice, that's all.
And that's very disrespectful, where they tried to compare Matthew Shepard to Emmett Till. And
why he say Emmett Till? This is James Byrd, indigenous, pure black, and whoever else is listening. Okay. Don't worry, it's a light crowd. It's gonna grow. We be having a little more people nowadays. But people, it's a nice day. People chilling right now. They ain't trying to sit and listen unbiased sports, kick some facts. But pure black and indigenous, since you guys are the two that commented, I'm gonna address you two. Is there comparison? Like, where did he get Emmett Till from? Emmett Till is not even mentioned here. It's called the James Byrd and Matthew Matthew Shepard Act. Am I tripping? Okay, look. What's this say? Where he get Matthew Shepard and James Byrd? Where he get Emmett Till? If my man just you gotta watch these slick talkers, man. Like that's that polite, that's that astro-terrestrial. I'm gonna get on them for that one. We debate a shock utmost. I'm gonna go to that one probably next. Now, those who are listening, and you could comment, where did we read anything about Emmett Till?
And that's very where they tried to as well. I talked about giving them money. They get money hand over fist and protections as well. I talked about this the other night about that Matthew Shepard situation where they tried to compare Matthew Shepard to Emmett Till, and
how they did that.
That's very disrespectful.
He just made something up and then argued it and gave an opinion on it. You dig? Yo, you got to catch these slick talkers, man. Polite is the master of that, by the way.
Number one, Emmett Till was killed by some white supremacists who never got punished.
Wait, why are we talking about Emmett Till? Now, hopefully the caller checked him on that. If not, then he was suckered. Okay? He was a sucker, a jive turkey, if he did not catch Tariq on that.
Matthew Shepard got killed by one of the dudes he was in a sexual relationship with. And
so he's comparing Matthew Shepard and Emmett Till. I'm not saying he don't know the act, the bill, the law, but right now he's totally confused, right? He has the Bible says a double-minded person is unstable in all his ways, right? Indigenous. Hebrew reminiscence. Okay, so he's double-minded right now, and as a result, he's unstable in his thoughts. Why are we talking about Emmett Till? Now, hopefully the caller checks him. If not, the caller is just as stupid.
Wasn't because he was LGBT, which they keep lying about. He got killed over a drug deal that went bad. It wasn't because of his sexuality. They immediately arrested and charged the people.
Okay, so the law clearly said that it wanted to make it broader. So this is Tariq Nasheed's interpretation or understanding of why this was enacted. You dig? That's not the actual reason.
There was all types of hate crime bills with his name on it. They had to use the James Byrd, the brother who got lynched out there in Texas, to latch on to it to kind of give it.
So where you get Emmett Till from then?
Some flavor. But what they do with us, they'll latch on another group to black suffrage.
No, that's how bills are written, my boy. Bills never, well, they do have standalone bills, right? And a standalone bill is only standalone bill when the Senate and the House of Reps can't agree on one thing. They then just do a standalone bill where they just agree on the most important thing. Like, for example, during the pandemic, let's say the most important thing was a stimulus check. Let's say they couldn't agree on anything else but that. Like the American public, the citizens definitely deserve a stimulus check. Then what they would do is they will enact a standalone bill. And that would be a bill that only states or only deals with a stimulus check. That's it. Or renters protection, whatever that is. That's all that they would do. Or let's say whatever else that they push, the PPP loan, whatever it is, it will be just that. That's only because the two parties cannot agree on anything but that. So my boy, you don't really have a standalone bill. Like, that's not normal in politics. Normally they veto, they filibuster until they can compromise, and they push a bill with several things in it. And this is one of them.
And then the other group will get compensated, and we don't. So I don't agree with any of these groups.
Hey, Indigenous, I know you're smart, right? This is you can see like the title here. This is Tariq Nasheed's. This is, you see, Tariq Radio, dude. This is his photo in the background. This is not mine. I'm actually playing. You see right here? That's his title. This is his date. That's his views. Do I get 41,000 views? My boy, no. All right. So this is Tariq Nasheed's background of a white boy to Afro, not Unbiased Sports. Relax.
Groups getting our tax dollars, and they have not been aggrieved the way we have, and we've never been compensated for it. So, that's my take on that. Now, now let me ask you this, as a white male, how do you feel about the white LGBT movement? Because that affects children in your community too. How do you feel about that movement infiltrating all facets of our society?
I'm furious, and it's one of those things where in 2011.
Okay, so he's furious. He doesn't agree.
I bought into, and that's all they were. And now they proved that the slippery slope isn't best behavior. That they
I think that is utterly into cosign. Oh no, you were saying something else, but I had to.
All right, so he banged on him, right? So let's move on. Let's move on to the next caller. So next caller.
Push your little paper up.
All right, so is the ad approaching?
116, hop on.
Let's handle this ad real fast.
I got to have that. feel empowered. I feel like the Dimitri Post diagnosis loves.
So I researched this, and this right here, they're not going to say it, but Biktarvy, this is a HIV/AIDS drug. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just letting you know, when you see Biktarvy, when you watch YouTube and you don't have the premium account, this ad will pop up. This is about HIV/AIDS. Okay, this is a therapeutic drug that deals with that. But these videos play out, and you have no idea what the hell they're talking about. It's like sometimes a gay person in the video is like clearly gay. Sometimes you don't really know. It's like suspect.
Every inch of himself.
Ask your healthcare provider if Biktarvy is right for you, and visit Biktarvy.com to view the important facts, including important warnings.
See, it's never like what. See what I'm saying? Like what was that about? Like, dude, like is that code words? Like, why the American public is not clear on what the hell Biktarvy is? Like, they kept playing it one of my lives. I just stopped and just researched that thing on the spot. Like, oh, what the hell is Biktarvy? It's an AIDS HIV drug. I mean, cool. Just say that.
Where we at? 116. You want to turn your microphone on?
All right, let me make sure. Hold on. This is definitely next. Okay, we are definitely here. This is okay. Cool. Let's go.
My bad. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on with you, brother?
I'm just talking as you're pretty much like one of the only leaders that we have in the Black community. And I'm just wondering, what are your views on the economics, like on the situation? Like what do you, I don't know how to, I guess I'm asking, what are your views economically? What do we do?
Now, one, I'm not a leader of anything. I'm not anybody's leader, nor have I professed to be a leader.
Yeah, but you act like one. Your actions, you are definitely the leader of the FBA movement. Like, stop it, bro. Like, of course, you want to take that off the plate so nobody can hold you accountable for your leadership, for your actual leadership. You know, you want to be able to throw rocks and hide your hand. Dude, you're the leader of the FBA movement, like it or not.
And as far as economics, I mean, what about economics? You know?
Now, this is the problem. Like Tariq Nasheed and Polite and Farrakhan, these people just cannot admit that there are some fields they just don't know, right? And your economics, you know, we got somebody for that, but he doesn't. Oh yeah, Umar's another one. Okay, so Tariq Nasheed should have said, you know what? I have an economist on my side, Dr. Carl Anderson, or whoever is on his side, and he could take that question, but he's not here today. So, but tune in, he'll take that question and to the next show, and he'll give the answer in great detail. That's all you got to say. Stop acting like you can answer all these damn questions.
You know.
Well, I mean, we saw the
economics. That's a very vague.
Okay.
Thing. I mean,
okay. So obviously we view you as a leader. Maybe not everybody. I do, but okay. So we're talking about in the 80s with the beginning of neoliberalism, and we saw that the effects of neoliberalism destroyed the Black community first, and we know that. And so it's like,
so liberalism. It was liberalism that's destroyed the Black community.
Well, liberal markets, yeah, because of market fundamentalism.
Like how so?
Well, it ate away at the community. The first jobs they sent overseas were ours.
Well, even before that, they were taking jobs from Black society through immigration, and that started in the 1800s.
Right.
So it was way before liberalism. The conservatives were in on it too. There was a whole movement to undermine Black people economically, with people replacing them, taking their jobs. That started in the 1800s, right after slavery. So,
right. I feel that. What I'm saying is, it feels like we're economically sanctioned.
Not the
white,
like, because
if you look at, I guess, Cuba. Cuba's economically sanctioned, but so is our community. So.
Mm-hmm. And
so I don't understand where we go from there. Like, we're sanctioned.
Yeah, we're sanctioned based on race, though. And that covers all areas of activity. In every area, we're sanctioned in, not just economics. We're sanctioned.
So okay, now this is word soup. So instead of just dealing with economics specifically, he takes that and runs with it. And then he says everything, not just obviously, my boy, obviously we are um in all levels, we are behind, right? We need help. Okay, but he wants to focus just on economics. Out of those 10, 12, 20 things that are detrimental to us and we need to resolve, he is focused on just economics. The same way Tariq Nasheed just focused on injustice. He'll go to uh, repairments, right? Reparations. So you're able to pick one apple off the tree and focus on it. So now my boy is here and he picked the apple is economics. Why we can't just focus on that? See, now he want to just focus on that. Now Tariq Nasheed want to just focus on everything now. It's okay, my boy. If you don't know economics, just say, yo, that's not my field. We got somebody for that, and I'll take note, and he'll address that in an upcoming show. So just keep, subscribe and just turn your notifications on. Why just can't? Why, yo? But these people, these Polites, these Tariqs, these Farrakhan's, these Umars, they just can't say they don't know something. They'll never admit it. They just know everything. Umar begging for, donations for HVAC system. Like, dude, you didn't know, like they're just liars, man.
Sanction in the medical field because we don't get the same medical care, Black women, especially when they're.
Now he's talking about, so my boy says economics. Tariq Nasheed don't want to address that. Instead, he addresses medical care. Like this is just goofy.
In the hospital, they are more liable to die on the medical bed, and we're sanctioned economically and educationally, and we're sanctioned.
Right, but when you're having a dialogue, dude, you'll be here all night addressing all those challenges. So he made it easy. He just pinpointed one. You named about 4 or 5, which would take 4, 5, 6 hours. He just wants you to address one part of what you're saying is affecting us. That's all. It's economics, and you just can't do it because you don't know. And it's okay to say you don't know. I'm biased sports, don't know a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna be like, yo, man, and that's why I had Sosa, Amber, Stoopy, and whoever come on the show. They like, I'm like, yo, hopefully that's y'all lane. But I don't know, and I'll stay quiet.
Politically, there's certain things that we are not allowed to do politically as Black people. There's things that we're not allowed to do as far as entertainment. In the workplace, we're sanctioned because of race, because we live in a global system of white supremacy. That's why we have to replace the entire system of white supremacy and produce justice. Now, where are you from? Where are you from? Or
I'm from Los Angeles.
Okay, so when you ask a good question that he cannot answer, if you tune into his shows, his definitely for the last 2 years, okay, when he cannot answer a question, when it's a good question, he's going to ask you where you're from, because he has to prove that FBA people won't ask those questions. And he might be right. Like maybe FBA is that damn stupid and gullible where they won't, and that fanatical that they won't ask these important questions. He might be right. So that's why he's able to pinpoint, okay, this person can't be one of my followers, because my followers never ask smart questions. They'll just be fans and ask, just compliment me and just cheer on and just ad lib and add to what my talking points. But no fan of mine, Tariq Nasheed's talking, no fan of mine would ever ask a hard question like the brothers did just now. So you can't be FBA. So he goes there every time. Just check him out. You'll see.
Where's your family from?
What they got to do with anything?
Well, Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay, both your family, nobody in Alabama.
Oh no, yeah, you would. I don't know.
Have a Southern accent. Born in California, you're gonna still sound like one of your parents. Nobody's from Montgomery. You don't have no bit of a Southern accent at all.
West Coast.
Snoop Dogg was raised on the West Coast. He has somewhat of a Southern drawl. Parents in the South, they still have
this guru, Tariq Nasheed, he's a master of accents. This guy be killing me.
Somewhat of a Southern. And that's not a Montgomery white. Even if you were from Montgomery, Suspicious of you. Why are you not telling the truth about where your family?
Yeah, so this matters the most to him. Where you're from. When you ask a question that's difficult for him to answer, he's gonna ask you where you're from because my followers are too stupid to ask these questions. So you ask a smart question, you can't be my follower.
From what part? Montgomery, since you were a little kid.
I'm fast forwarding because you hell bent on this irrelevant part. This means nothing. Dude, just answer the goddamn question.
So
your family members are from Montgomery.
My family members. What are you talking about?
And you?
I don't know where she's from. Actually, no.
just admit to being Hispanic, sir.
No, I'm not Hispanic.
So now he's gonna make him Hispanic. Now this dude don't sound Hispanic at all. He's telling the guy he's not from the South because the accent don't sound Southern. But he's gonna tell this guy that he's Hispanic. Dude, he sounds more Southern than the goddamn Hispanic. So now he's gonna make him Hispanic. As though it means something. Like, dude, what are you talking about, man?
How do you not know where your mama's from?
I don't know. I don't know. She's not from the South. No, she's.
Sir. You're just making up. You weren't raised by no black people.
Don't have a Southern twang.
Not.
Yeah, my whole family's from Montgomery. 7 years old.
All this time he's arguing about where this guy's from. That's irrelevant. So people just can't ask you a question without, exposing their nationality, their race. That's weird, man. Like, yo, what's your race? What's your nationality? Yeah, that's like a Hebrew Israelite. What's your nationality? And yeah, that's what they do.
Only one.
Yeah. And
or more might say the same thing, by the way.
You would not have
talking about was
Either
way.
What are you doing?
Question.
So the dude finally got fed up. He's like, either way, just answer the goddamn question. Yo, what does that matter? Like, why is that relevant?
What are you doing for Cinco de Mayo this year? What did?
So now, because Tariq Nasheed is a comedian, so don't forget that part. He is a comedian, so you gotta be tolerant of his jokes. He's gonna joke. You can't blame him. That's like interviewing Chris Rock or Mike Epps. They're going to be serious at some parts, and then they're gonna be funny because they're comedians. So comedians always be funny. Andrew Schultz is a comedian, so he's gonna be funny.
What did you do for Cinco de Mayo, by the way?
I don't know. I don't even
to see your abuela. You know what that.
The questions
you are. You're not a black dude. No, you.
116. That's
the immigration officer.
No. So what if I was Mexican and I'm asking these questions?
All right. Well, just say that.
So now he just got to it. Like, yo, what does it matter if I'm Mexican, if I'm Chinese, if I'm Russian? What does it matter if I'm asking these questions? Like, what? Like, why is that a big deal to you?
No, I'm not. But
now he wants to paint him he wants to paint this brother as a Mexican. Nothing to me, my personal opinion. He sounds like he's black. Okay, now I can't tell you if he's from America or from Guyana or Ghana. I can't tell you that much. But he definitely sounds like he's definitely black. Okay, he don't sound like he's Mexican or a foreigner, either some Hispanic foreigner at all. To me, he sounds pure black, descendant of an African. You dig? Somewhere in Africa. So, but I'm gonna run in the house and grab a beverage. So I don't want to have dry air. So I'm gonna finish playing Fair Notice, so it won't be no dry air. And when I come back, I'll finish the guy that Tariq Nasheed won't answer the question from. He keep asking nationality. So give me about 30 seconds, 1 minute to run in the house and come back out.
Right. So I need you to say admit this then. So this nothing has a mind.
Yeah, from nothing comes something.
Okay. So yeah. That's Elijah Muhammad shit right there.
That's duality.
His mind, this mind in space. Yeah. That's what that is. I heard that doctrine before. Yes. You might as well you need to get with the Nation of Islam. Like y'all believe the same.
Do you believe in spirit?
Hell no. I believe in spirit.
So you don't have a spirit. That's what you just hear. You just a physical body. That's what you believe?
What's a spirit? What's a spirit?
Huh?
What's a spirit? What's a spirit?
What you mean? What's a spirit?
You asked me, do I believe in spirits? Like I want to know because you got different definitions. Remember, you're unique. So I need to be clear what you mean by spirit. So because it might be something I agree to, before I say no, I want to make sure that I disagree. So what is the spirit before I say no?
Spirit is what animates you.
All right, let's get out of this stuff because it's getting spooky, and I'm not getting clear
you just think you
there.
have a body, like you just think your body is just everything. It's nothing more than that.
You got your body, you got cells, and you got all type of chemicals inside your body. That
I'm back. Let's get back to turning the sheet. Let's go.
But if I was,
but then just say that you are. Just
I can
admit
do
that.
that.
Just
If you want me to pretend I'm Mexican, I will.
I want the argument. I want the questions to be in good faith. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, they're in good faith. So neoliberalism in the 80s, black people. All right. So
And
where do we go? Where do we go from here?
But again, what does it matter if he's actually Mexican, Guatemala, or Argentinian? What does it matter? He takes calls from everybody. The last caller was European. What does it matter if he's asking the question? Tariq Nasheed cannot answer. He's deflecting, and what he always does, if you follow him, he'll go to your race, and then he starts the clown show afterwards.
Okay, we don't go back to the border where you came from. We're gonna.
And that was funny. Okay, let me throw that. That was funny. I'm going to go back 10 seconds. That was funny. Check this out.
All right. So
and
where do we go? Where do we go from here?
Okay, we don't go back to the border where you came from.
He had a dude said, "Where do we go from here?" He said, "We don't go back to the border where you." That was funny, bro. Cause he's a comedian. You dig? He got jokes for days. Like, don't come after Tariq Nasheed if you're not clearly funny. If your folks and your family and high school ex-high school classmates have not ever told you you're funny, do not come after Tariq Nasheed. He's gonna win that one. You have to stay serious with him. Okay? Don't go jokey joke. Umar tried it, lost. Tommy something about your loss. Everybody except for Andrew Schultz, who's an actual comedian, who went to Tariq Nasheed, survived. All right, he survived, but most everybody else got body.
We're gonna figure that out on our own. So anyway, thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind a coon train from an extreme, right? A black identity extremist. I wouldn't mind that because you know what? We got different circles in black people, right? We got black people who just hate homosexuals, right? They hate them, gay people. The LGBTQIA plus community, they hate them. So they say. So when you be like, yo, chill, all of a sudden you're suspect now. It's like, nah, dude, like you listen, I know better. I'm 44. I know that when you hate gay people that much, you're probably low key down low. My boy. I'm smart enough to know that. I'm old enough to know that. Okay. If you're dealing with the Nation of Islam and you are like, yo, y'all going too far, you become a sellout. If you're dealing with the Black Panther Party, these boots on the ground clowns, now you're an agent. So it depends upon which black person you're talking to, you already know what they're gonna call you, right? What they're gonna claim you are because you disagree with their bullshit. So indigenous black man is a straight clown, right? He has a comprehension issue. I mean, I could provide a number. I'll prove it. I'll prove it. The proof is this. Like the way Stu Pease went in last night, he did great. Okay, I was actually admiring this brother. Stu Pease has proven to me that I already know Haskell could do it, but Stu Pease has proven to me that he can actually talk about a subject for about an hour or two without anybody interjecting, and he can take questions and answers. To me, that's important. To me, that's indicative of somebody who researches for real. You already know. I mean, I'm proving it. You know, I could talk about a given subject, one subject. I ain't got to deviate. I can stay on one subject for 2 hours easily. Indigenous black man, I could give him the floor. I'm talking about without any slides. I could talk about something without any slides, just All you're going to see is unbiased sports on the screen. And I could talk about something and you will be informed, right? Whether you already know it or not, that's okay. But you can verify it that everything I'm saying is true. But the fact is, I can actually talk about something that somebody can learn from in context for about 2 hours without any disturbance. And I can take questions and answers. Indigenous black man can't do that. He had many opportunities to do that. He can't do it. Okay, but he's always saying the word taught and teach. If I provide a number right now, I would love for him to go in. I'll be on mute for an hour and a half for this brother. Okay. Actually, matter of fact, I give him 45 minutes. I will give indigenous black man 45 minutes right now. I provide indigenous. Say you accept, I give you the number, and I'll go on total mute for 45 seconds. I guarantee you can't teach one subject for 45 minutes. I guarantee you. Because you don't know shit, bro. You're not studious. You're not a researcher. All right, that's a fact. I know it hurts. It hurts. Like Sheikh. Well, no. What's it? Sheikh Ahmed? Oh my God. Auntie Diop name got me confused. Sheikh Ahmed D. Dot. He'd be like, I know it hurts. He's talking to Christians. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. He's a bust Christian's butt. But so indigenous. If you're gonna troll in the chat, my boy, I'm going to block you. You know I am. Okay, I'm going to block you if you're going to troll in the chat. All right, I did it before. I'm gonna do it again. I'm not going to allow anybody to troll in the chat. It's one thing to be opinionated, but the trolling I don't tolerate. I will block you. All right. So that's that. All right. That's that. So let me go on.
So much.
Why do
Now he's saying I said his name for the third time. I could go to 3 lives in a row where he was commenting on me while I'm chopping it up with Sosa, Chef, Amber, Stu Peas, Haskell, whoever comes on. I'm Blue Devil. I'm chopping up with them, and I'm reading him get on me. All right. So like the basketball thing, right? Yo, I showed me hitting 12 threes in a row. He hated. Instead of saying, yo, I'm biased, wow, you're a sharpshooter. He hated it and said something about my leg position, which is like that. But that's just pure hate and jealousy. I get it though, man. I get it because you don't show your face, do you?
why did you
You don't show your face ever, right? So I get it. People who are afraid to show their face, I get it. I get it. I'm 44. Some people say I'm like in my 20s, late 20s. Some people say I'm in my late 30s. Some people say early 30s. I get it. 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 You dig? I get it. Trust me, I get it. I know. And then you see me on a shooting back playing basketball. You see me playing basketball on the video. I know. I know. I look good, don't I? I know. I know.
say that they're not? Why?
Okay, adios, amigo. Okay, adios. Don't come in here lying about who you are.
Okay, so Tariq Nasheed got rid of the brother because he asked a question about his economic plan for his FBA slaves. Okay, and he could not answer, so he dismissed him. So next one, next.
About all.
Okay, so now what is this one about? Let me get to my notes. This is real research here. Let me get to my notes. This is light work though. It's not serious, but it is research. Okay, so we are okay. We're here. We're here. Let's go.
You got to vote against white supremacy, and they did that con game.
I mean, I understand that though, but I just hated how you used me, who was an immigrant, saying, "Oh, all we just gonna do is spin for the Democratic Party," when it is in fact foundation. But that's what foundational Black Americans do more than us.
Hey, yo, listen, man. This is just for the chat. You know when people are genuine, when they can have a beef with somebody and the beef is over and they're cool like the beef never happened. You guys would never know that me and Sean with Science, were actually like at odds at one point. You'll never know that. Okay? Right? You'll never know that because we're genuine people. Like Sean is like me, basically. So sometimes when somebody just like you, you're gonna bump heads. You're gonna bump heads and you're gonna resent each other for a little while. But clearer heads are gonna prevail. And then you're gonna say, you know what? That dude Sean, although we at odds because we're similar, that's a cool brother. I like him still. I don't have no ill will no ill feelings towards him. So now me and Sean, you dig? Easy. It's like my brother. Easy. Me and Unc had many fights. Me and Amber, many fights. Me and Sosa, we had one fight. Me and Haskell, many fights on live, many fights. Me and Rob Bourne, probably had the worst yelling match ever. Rob Bourne, that's my boy. That's my guy. You dig? I'm proven to be a genuine guy. You dig? And with me, you ain't gonna have too many outbursts with me. One or two, and then that's about it. I'm good. Like you know what I mean? Like you are immune, right? You got immunity. You're exempt. I no longer will look at you as an op after a while. Like you just family. So I see everybody I name, I see them as family. Me and Chef never had an issue, but it wouldn't matter because I don't take things personal, you know, because I really don't know these people on that type of level. I met Asar, I met Garfield, you know, I met Sonetta, I met Zion Lex, you dig? I met Roy Bay, Divine Prospect, Curtis Cost. I met these people in real life. All right. So Rob Bourne. So I got to see people and, you know, in real time. Cause I'm gonna pull up. I'm not an internet guy. I actually pull up. All right. So anyway, let's keep it here on Tariq Nasheed. But sometimes people are jealous of me because of that. And it's like, dude, you ain't gotta be jealous of me, bro. I'm not a millionaire. I'm far from that. Matter of fact, the pandemic crippled me. I'm actually worse than what I was. But September, I'll be back. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, don't worry. You dig? I had a rough run, but my clientele is building like crazy. And when the school season start, I'll be, you know, now I'm never going to be the showboat guy ever again. I was humble. I realized the better things in life. So I'm going to be more mature. But that does not mean I'm not going to be materialistic on some level, right? I am going to be materialistic on some level, but never like before ever again. Okay? I appreciate some things now. So that's why I'm not mad at the pandemic. Even though my business suffered, I'm not mad because it made me, you know, love life again and appreciate little things. All right. So anyway, let's go on.
Nice though. That's my point.
But the thing is, man, a lot of our people, black folks, are scared, especially the older Negroes. They scare them, and we tell them you have nothing to be scared of. And also, again, I think they finessed in this last election as well. That's why nobody's supporting Biden like that. As far as black folks aren't supporting Biden right now.
I'm disagreeing.
And the only people now who we see supporting Biden who are black LGBT and black immigrants like yourself, because y'all have no problem with those policies undermining us and wiping us out because
there are plenty of FBAs. That's plenty what term you use? Foundational Black Americans who still support Biden just as much as black immigrants.
No, man, not really. You don't have any. You don't have no FBA supporting Biden like that right now, man.
I mean, in your echo chamber, maybe, but I see that all the time,
Biden, brother. Huh? Why would any FBA support Biden? I'm telling you,
Joe Biden's approval rating is low across the board, and there are reasons for that. Reasons that are out of his control. There are reasons out of his control, like that any president will go to. Any president's approval ratings will be low.
Why are you supporting him still? Why are you immigrants still supporting?
I'm not supporting Joe Biden himself. I have
the Democratic Party.
I have, because I know I have two options. It's a binary option in this country. No matter what you say, it is a binary option.
That's plebiscite.
Over the last one.
That's plebiscite babble. Okay, you're getting into plebiscite babble. All right.
So so Tariq Nasheed is so against Biden and the Democratic Party, is that when somebody provides some compelling evidence or facts or explanation, he mutes them, right? Because the Democratic Party, according to Tariq Nasheed, cannot do any good. And look, that stance is usually not all Hebrews. I'm not saying Divine Prospect or Zion Lex. I'm not saying those two, and maybe a few others. But hardcore Hebrews that hate the white man, yes, that's their stance. Their stance is the Democratic Party and shit. The red party's better. that's the same stance of the Nation of Islam, right? And that doesn't include Rob Bourne. You're 5%. He thinks independent of their thoughts, right? So, but Nation of Islam members, right, and or supporters, their stance is Republicans are better than Democrats, right? So Tariq Nasheed, that's what he's doing right now. Like, there's nothing the Democrats can do correct or right for him. They're just the ops, and that's it. So the brother was trying to make an argument for Biden or the Democratic Party or even the people supporting Democrats, and he gets muted.
Okay. Whenever people ask you guys, why are you supporting Biden and the Democrats, it gets into plebiscite babble.
No, let him just go. That's not what I got from what he's saying. And I'm not even blue or red. You dig? I'm black.
Which proves our point. Well, it's the binary of the principles of the binary partisanship. Man, I don't want to hear plebiscite babble. Plebiscite babble proves our point, sir.
And you know what? I'm thinking about really calling into his show. I know I'm gonna get muted. Especially, listen. If you know how I do, I can play a video when I called in on Eric Muhammad. It wasn't good for him. When I called in on Polite, the gift of gab, it wasn't good on him. When I call in, when I called in on my, he's cool. What's the guy named? Sankofa. I called on him one time as a Hebrew, because he was hard on Hebrews. I called him, I don't think I was a Hebrew. I was maybe a Hebrew supporter still, but I was no longer claiming. I don't know maybe I was. But I called in on him, and Brother Reggie was upset at Sankofa because the accusation he was making, it left holes, and I took advantage. And Brother Reggie's like, see, that's why you shouldn't be saying that. So when I call in on your ass, it ain't gonna be good, because my thoughts be gathered. You dig? I'm well prepared when I call in. So, and I got rebuttal because I'm a chess player. I'm going to already be planning what you're going to say after I say this. I'm going to have a response. So I'm going to end up calling Tariq Nasheed and addressing his one politician, right? Which you're going to hear on his live.
You can't give a layman's reason why you're supporting Biden or the Democrats right now. It always gives, well, let me explain why. See, well, the principles of the constitutional ratifications.
Shorten it?
Give me in layman's terms, without plebiscite babble.
Okay.
A logical reason to support Biden or the Democrats right now as a black person.
Now, he said logical reason, okay? So the brother is going to give him a logical reason to support Biden. Watch this. I keep saying Biden because that's weird.
His policies are good for the country.
How so?
If you want to support, how so? Well, I believe the American Rescue Plan last year was the biggest, one of the most expensive things the federal government has done in 60 years.
So the brother sourced up. He said the rescue plan, which Tariq Nasheed don't know shit about, and because he would have expressed his disagreement because he has no problem doing that. Watch this.
How so?
And I believe it because it put money in people's pockets. It put money in small businesses. It put money, especially down here in Georgia. Agriculture is a big part of our economy. It brought millions of dollars to black farmers who've never seen it before in their lifetimes. So I believe that's
black farmers. No. But it brought money to Asian farmers, Hispanic farmers, and everybody. It wasn't
okay. Like, I don't get that. It's like, yo, what politician policy that just solely is for one race? Like, literally, it just says this is for whites only. This is for Hispanics only. This is for like that's not the terminology as used. This is for let's listen. Not Hispanics only. Okay, I can't say Hispanics only. No. Because that's still the entire like Hispanic community or the Hispanic world. No. That's like him saying this is for Mexicans only. Okay? So no politician can actually push a policy through and be accepted. But they'll never try. But no politician can say this is for blacks only, whites only, Mexicans only, Puerto Ricans only, Ghanaians only, Guyanese only, Who else? Chinese only, Russian only. That's not how that happens, my boy. They push something that they feel like this is affecting this group A, and group A is a diverse pot. Okay, and we're gonna push this policy to help this diverse pot in group A. And group A might consist of Native Americans. It might consist of Vietnamese. It might consist of Zimbabweans. It might consist of Black Americans, right? And that's who's going to benefit. But no policy they're going to push is going to be specifically for one particular group. It's not going to happen.
It wasn't just Black people. It didn't close the wealth gap. Let's stop that thing where they give something to everybody and then y'all point out, well, Black folks got it too. That doesn't close the wealth gap, sir.
Well,
okay, what he just said wasn't supposed to close the wealth gap. He just saying like this was important to him, and he explained the rescue. He just explained what it did, and Black folks benefit. That's his whole point. The PPP loan. Okay, the PPP loan. Watch this. I'm not including the illegals, like everybody who got caught on some foul or didn't get caught. I'm not talking about people who didn't qualify. I'm saying everybody who actually qualified for a PPP loan got it. So that means Black people who can qualify for PPP loan, they got the goddamn loan. Did you hear me clear? Every Black person who qualified legally and legitimately for a PPP loan, they actually received it. Every Black person who qualified for renter's assistance got it. Every Black person who qualified for, they had the light bill protection thing, right? From the pandemic. Their lights were paid. Okay, I would love to talk to a Black person who qualified for their lights being paid, right, and they didn't get the money. Come on this live. Let me cross-examine you, you dig? Let me expose you. So those things Black people benefit from. You don't give a damn about Hispanics or Chinese when you're trying to benefit. You care about you. Just like Hispanics don't care about nobody else but themselves, and Chinese and African. It's about yourself. So you just want to know, can I benefit from this? You dig? That's it. Let's go.
I'm talking about in that specific situation. It was
okay. That's
because I'm from Georgia, so I would know that. But I'm saying though,
all lives matter policy, sir. They gave money to everybody.
No, not everybody. Just those who qualify. My boy. Okay, but again, with Tariq Nasheed, he's comfortable on his own platform. He's comfortable. He could talk over you and mute you, but when he going at Brilliant Idiots with Andrew Schultz, he couldn't do that. He looked at mighty stupid, and you guys bear witness. When he was talking to Luke, and Luke had the two experts with him, he looked at real childish and retarded compared to those experts. They embarrassed my boy.
That wasn't specific to Black people.
You can't address. My point is, you can't address everything with one bill. If Joe Biden,
yes,
all the things that Joe Biden.
Yeah, Tariq Nasheed said you can address everything in one bill. This is a crazy guy that will not. And don't forget, Luke said, "Why don't you go sit with the 400 and some odd Congress members?" Because Tariq Nasheed planned a rally at Capitol Hill, I think in Washington D.C. So he like, well, all right, well, since you're there, did you set up a meeting to meet with the congressmen and congresswomen? He said no. It's like, so why would they take you serious? Like, you won't even talk to them. Because he's actually stupid. When it comes to politics, he's actually stupid. And he can't fake on that level. He can't fake it with them. He's going to sound stupid with his pseudo history. Okay? That's why he won't do it.
Biden want to do that's tangible, that would just be for Black people. He does not have the numbers for that in Congress. And you know that.
How come they got the numbers to do it for Hispanics and Asians?
Why Americans are buying this real-time translator like crazy.
What are you doing here in the park today?
Okay, then go talk to the Republican Party who supported that too. You got to go talk to them too. So don't just put it on the Democrats' desk.
No, don't deflect. I'm talking about you.
He didn't deflect. He answered your question. He's letting you know that both parties got to sign off to certain bills for it to like pass through. Like that's just like we knew that from the pandemic. Like both parties got to sign off to get a stimulus check, get all these other, when it was pushing off the renters bill, whatever that was called, when you was able to live in your spot. If you couldn't afford rent, you couldn't get kicked out. They all got to sign off to that. One party signed off, that's not good enough. And Tariq Nasheed would have known that had he watched my video on the making of the American government, with it starting with the 13 colonies. Like they needed 66% of the vote for something to be pushed. 13 colonies, you need about 9 states to agree for something to actually get pushed. If 9 doesn't agree, it's not getting pushed through. Real simple.
You and Biden, you're a Biden supporter. Biden signed that. Didn't no Republican sign that? Biden signed that.
The Asian bill you're talking about had 96 votes in the Senate.
But Biden signed it though.
Because they had congressional support. The things that he wants to get done for Black people, all the things he's done for HBCUs and all of that, Republicans does not support. He does not have the numbers for that in Congress. You got to acknowledge that and just can't say, just blame Biden and the Democrats. Oh, they're not doing it. The numbers are not there.
No. Biden can do executive orders. What you mean the numbers are not there?
I thought you are for tangible.
Now look how the brother counters that. Like the brother killed Tariq Nasheed. Watch this. Let me go back 5 seconds. Watch this.
No. Biden can do executive orders. What you mean the numbers are not there?
I thought you are for tangible policies. Why do an executive order that's just going to be replaced? That's just going to be, if a Republican wins, that could just be overturned. Why?
Right. He killed him with that. Executive order, it just valid as long as that president remains in that seat. Once he get out, you see Trump overturn so much things that Obama pushed through.
Do that. I want tangible policies, don't you?
Well, how come he just won't do an executive order like he does for other people?
Okay, he just explained that. That's going to be temporary. It's going to be temporal. My boy, if he passed something through, all right, if black folks can benefit from it, that'll be short-lived. 1 year, 2 years, and another candidate comes in. If they're Republican, dismiss it or get it out, get eliminated, and it's over. So it's like a dream. Like, so the brother is saying, yo, why not focus on getting things passed where it becomes law, where Republicans actually signed off to it, so it's not going to get turned around the next election if a red candidate get in there, because they co-signed it.
He just did an executive order on police reform. That ain't gonna do nothing. It's an executive order. We need legislate for things that help Black people. You need Congress. You need Congress.
Police reform. It was to give them more money. That was the reform, to give them more money so they can not be racist. Okay. What the hell is that?
That's a political thing. I can defend that, but that's a political thing.
I know you can't. If you can't defend none of it, brother.
But I'm objective about situations. I'm not just gonna be heavy Biden. I'm objective about things. I'm not just gonna be Biden everything. I'm gonna just see and choose. That's why I switch.
So this Tariq Nasheed character, he's supposed to be a historian, author, counselor, leader, and he lets ordinary people call in and stump him. It's embarrassing.
Because you're a non-FBA immigrant, so these policies that Biden has works for you.
That point.
You like these policies. It don't work for a foundational Black American, but those policies work for you as an immigrant, sir. That's why we delineate ourselves from other groups.
So that's Tariq Nasheed just feeding his flock. That's him saying, okay, the guy making sense, but I don't want my flock riding with him. So let me just point out and remind them that he's not a part of the flock. He's a tether, according to Tariq Nasheed, and you guys are FBA. So that's why he's for these things, okay? He makes all the sense in the world, but don't forget, keep in mind, he's a tether. So he has an agenda. He's on board with white supremacy. Yeah, that's where he's going.
That's why you can't speak for foundational Black Americans, sir, as an immigrant, because you don't have the same interests that we have. Do you understand that, sir?
That point is null and void when
it's
you
not null and
guys,
void, sir. That's why
because you guys support Joe Biden in the
that's
same.
why, sir, you can't speak on
Yeah, so he's cutting them off. You know, this is corny.
FBA issues because you don't look out for our best interest because your interests are being satisfied with the policies that they have. That's why y'all can't be representatives of foundation.
And thank you for Concrete Corey's support. He said, you know, he be tuning in. I guess at work or his free time, spare time, he tunes in and he listens to, you know, my lives and, you know, and he enjoys them. And he found like they're beneficial. So I like that. You know, I feel good. Feel good. Somebody like him was you know, in the background, check out the live, listening to what I'm, you know, to the direction of the live and giving it approval. So I like that because I think he's a solid dude. So when solid people in the background watching my lives, like even Rob Bourne and True Story, I like that right there to me is validity. You know, Science Michonne, when he's back there, Chief X, when they back there watching my lives, you know, in the background, like to me, that's just approval, that's just validity and it's approval. Like, yo, you doing your thing.
Foundational Black Americans and what we're supposed to get. Family, this is why we always have to question these people who are non-FBA folks who get in these positions in the CDC, the Congressional Black Caucus, the CBC, I'm sorry.
Okay, so he said CDC. Dude, really? So he's like just really, he talk about yapping. That's what he's doing right now. He's just yapping.
And all of these other positions who are non-FBA, who's supposed to represent our interests. That's why we don't never get anything, family, right here. They know to put people in certain positions who think like this, who are non-FBA, who's going to come in and tether as us to ultimately undermine us getting something. And their job is to stand up there in front of us and explain why we ain't getting nothing. That's not good enough, sir.
But you are like, I don't, you are like me being a Haitian immigrant, or me being a child because I was born here. Me being a child of Haitian immigrants.
Still an immigrant. Don't start all that stuff. You're still an immigrant.
We both have citizenship now. Come on now.
But I'm a foundational Black American, and I can't get
away. In your Constitution, it says if I'm born here, I'm a natural born citizen. In your Constitution,
and that Constitution was something that foundational Black Americans fought for. That.
Okay, but we're going down a rabbit hole. You're trying. You're using this.
That is a rabbit hole. That was foundational Black Americans fighting for that 14th Amendment clause. All right, let's be very clear. You wouldn't be here if foundational Black Americans didn't put their lives on the line to get that clause to say that anybody born here is a citizen. All right.
You don't think I acknowledge that? You don't think I acknowledge that? You think I just ignore and just say like, oh yeah, ignore the Black people that came before?
No, because we're different. I'm a foundational Black American. I'm not just a citizen. My family built this country, so we have a different relationship to the soil here. All right, let's be very clear. We're not the same. Let's get off that. Because if I go to Haiti, they let me know I'm not the same. And I love Haiti. I did a movie about Haiti. They show my movie in Haiti.
Haiti's awesome.
They show my movie in schools out there, but I don't go out there to try to impose myself on their politics, telling them what's good for them and what's not good for them. You overstep your boundaries, sir.
Overstep my boundaries by talking about politics that affect me?
Because you're not a foundational Black American.
But I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to divide the two. I'm saying immigrants that you want passed for foundational Black Americans, I was giving context on why they're not doing it instead of just blaming, oh, it's Biden, oh, it's the Democrats. But I mean, if Biden, you act like
I'm a citizen like you, so I can speak on this. No, the hell you can't. No, you cannot. This is not a conversation for you to speak on as an authoritative person to chime in on.
You just got on a girl. I think her name was Karen. You just got on her for saying, "Oh, man can't be part of conversations when it has every." But you made an argument saying, "Oh, abortion does affect men in every way. Babies affect men in every way."
So right now, this little ad is gonna pop in.
This is a DD214. Yeah, okay. If you want to see how it turned this form into $30,000 in cash, then keep watching.
So right now, Tariq Nasheed, his audio went out. So he's actually talking. So his audio went out, and he'll pick up. So just bear with. Just bear with it.
Can still be on the hook even if you didn't knock the person up. All right, but you're talking apples and oranges, sir.
I mean, you do the same thing every space. Like when somebody who's not a quote unquote FBA, somebody who's not that, and he makes a valid argument, do you go back to the immigration argument to follow back?
But your
Oh, no, he's
argument
not one
wasn't
of
valid.
us.
Your argument wasn't valid.
But just because I'm not 100% lockstep in what you believe in, you think because my opinion is invalid because my parents were from Haiti, and that makes no sense.
It wasn't valid, and we see why it's not valid, because you already.
No, I gave you valid points. You couldn't respond. You just.
It wasn't valid. You started plebiscite babbling, sir, and we saw why. And again, I've always said this: the only people who support Biden and the Democrats now who are black LGBT and black immigrants, and you prove my point, sir. And plebiscite babbling doesn't negate that point, sir. Now I'll let you have the last word because I don't want to talk in plebiscite circles. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, you're right. And like I said, I'm gonna go to address back to what we was talking about before. I do believe in family. I do believe people should be careful who they sleep with. But I just believe, like I don't know what every woman is going to, so I can't get away with their choice. And that's about all I got to say. And yeah, but good discussion though.
There you go. Now, brother, have you been back home to help your homeland? That's the question.
Oh,
y'all have a lot to say about stuff over here. What are you doing to help the good people over there in Haiti?
My family, we give a lot of money and resources and donations to Haiti. My grandmother, she has an orphanage down there. She goes down there plenty. I do a lot to help them. We do a lot of mission trips down there. We do a lot to help Haiti, especially after, when like earthquake 10 years ago, hurricanes like 5 years ago. But like every time, like a lot of our family, we send a lot of money back like every month. So we do a lot to help our country. We love our country, of course. We can't forget about that.
Have you seen 1804? You seen my movie?
Yes, I've seen 1804.
There you go, my man. All right, man. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Appreciate it.
You too. Have a good day, Tariq.
All right. Yeah, again, whenever you see black people, and I've said this a million times, any black person supporting the Democrats and Biden now,
so that's it.
It's always somebody who.
So he's done there. Next one.
And this is a new
right, okay, so let me see where we at now. Let me look at my notes. Where we at now? 36-minute point. Yeah, we're here. Okay, now listen to this one. At this point, his Tariq Nasheed's candidate had already lost in elections, right? He didn't win. I think he's going for governor or mayor, one of those. I think mayor. He's going for mayor. He didn't win. He lost. Okay, so now he's going to blame it on funds, money, why he lost, and that's going to come back to bite him with another caller. So Tariq Nasheed is going to blame funds why his candidate lost, but as you're going to see later on the live, a caller is going to expose that lie. So my man just disingenuous, and he's disingenuous, and I gotta use his word. He's just stupid. Like he really does not know what he's doing. Okay, and you'll see. Don't take my word. You'll see.
Candidate, just coming out of nowhere, basically, coming through the grassroots, getting his name out there. This is his first. I mean, in any political capacity, first time in any political campaign. Period. I mean, he never ran for school board, nothing. He went for a pretty significant position and going up against a very powerful candidate. Clyburn, in political terms, and black people are really not powerful, but they say that Clyburn is one of the third most powerful Democrats. So he's a very significant Democrat with millions of dollars backing up.
Millions of dollars. He makes about money. Dude, if he's that powerful, then that's the wrong guy to run up against. Like just point. I mean, just period. Okay, that's like, even like real politicians know that. So you have swing states, you have flyby states, okay, and you have battleground states. This is politics 101. Flyby states means that this state is always either blue or red. 20, 50, 100 years, they're always this color. They rarely go other color. So in a flyby state, flyby means you pass them. In chess, that's called en passant. You pass the challenge. Okay? So if a state is known to be Democrat, like New York and New Jersey, a Republican candidate is not going to waste any money campaigning in New York, New Jersey. We're talking about presidential candidates, okay? They're gonna just skip these states because we don't vote red. It's like a 30, 50, 100 years we've been blue. So that's called a flyby state. A battleground state is a state where you might have to, they're like 50-50 or 60-40 or 65-35. So there's some odds where you could actually, you can go there and shake something up. You dig? Okay. So that's how that works.
Clyburn, very significant Democrat.
So if you're going against Clyburn and he's that powerful in South Carolina, Republicans don't waste too much resources debating this guy. I mean, like campaigning against this guy. They say chalk it up as, nah, you got it. You dig? Or if they compete against him, it's limited resources. They're not going to pour money into a complete loss. This guy be getting 90% of the votes. You dig? What fool will run up against somebody who gets 90% of the votes? That's a straight ass kicking, okay? So let's continue.
With most powerfully not powerful. In political terms, and Black people are really not powerful, but they say that Clyburn is one of the third most
Black people not powerful. Like he just undermined black people every chance you get.
Powerful Democrats. So he's a very significant Democrat with millions of dollars backing up Clyburn, with the entire media promoting him, especially locally. So there was a big advantage Clyburn had. But again, our brother Marcel, the name of the game was him getting the message out there. The fact that he was so impactful.
So this is him explaining, like he's kind of like just justifying why they got blown out in South Carolina. Like his candidate that he inserted to go against Clyburn got blown out. He only got 4.8% of the votes. Clyburn got about 90%, you dig, or damn near 80 something. So he got blown out. They never seen the guy. So this is his like rationale. He's like explaining why they got blown out. And he's like justifying it.
That he had many of the Democratic operatives shook and concerned. That showed the impact. We just have to keep that momentum. Again, this was his first time we learned what worked, what not works, what not work, what we need to improve on, and then we do that the next time around and keep building on that. But I think my brother made a great impression for his first time out. So we always look at that as a win.
That's not, no. You look at that as a win. Great impression is not 4.8% of the votes. That's not good. That's not great. That's horrible. That means nobody's seen him, nobody took him serious. Okay? So stop it. Stop trying to, that's a complete loss. You trying to make it a win. Stop it.
You're not just going to come out the gate sometimes in a political arena with limited funding, your first time out with not big name recognition right out the gate. You're just not going to make a situation where you're going to beat somebody who's papered up like that. We got to be very realistic. And we knew that going in. We were really expecting the messaging to get out, which is reparations, a candidate running on a reparations platform, and that's what it looks like. So we were giving other people a blueprint and a template on what a reparations candidate should run about, what their talking points should be, what their debate points should be, and what their strategy should be. So that was giving more of a template and some messaging, and I think the message got out there and it was very effective. Let's get Petro in here. Petro, hop on.
Hyundai Tucson versus Toyota RAV4. Hyundai Tucson wins every time. Lease an all-wheel drive 2022 Hyundai Tucson.
What's going on, Tariq?
What's going on, man? How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. FBA from Alabama, man. And I don't think these Democrats go scale to do.
All right, so I think that was it on that one. I just want you to hear his excuse of why they lost. So he makes it about money. And believe me, this is June 23rd. Look at the dates. So it's important to look at dates. June 23rd, 2022. He's complaining about money. The main reason why they lost. Underfunding, right? Okay, underfunded. So let's get rid of this. And I'm building a case here. You dig? I'm Johnny Cochran. I'm in the spirit of Johnny Cochran. I'm going to go here.
We got a lot of this out here.
Wait, no, not right there. Now this is embarrassing, but we're not going to deflect. We're not going to. We're going to make it about this. You know, we're not going to judge 12 women and blame the whole black race. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Okay. Nobody else does it with their people. We're not going to do it with our people. We're not doing that. So let's go back. So where we at? So we are. Let me check my notes. Okay, so this should, okay, so I got it. So this one right here, we should be going to the 8-minute mark. So let's bring it back. I don't know how we got this far, but let's go back.
Give him a call at 1-855-Junius.
It's a 6-minute mark. So we got a 6-minute mark, and that was like around 20-minute mark. Here we go. Let's go, Miss Tiff. Peace.
The brothers have turned to eBay to escape the rat race. Become comprehensive. Its power.
American culture of freedoms will honor our LB. Security Run is a cultural event for family and friends, strollers and wheelchairs.
55 Junius James. That's 855-586-4875. They are a black-owned business and they're down to provide services nationwide. Give them a call right now for some employment opportunities. What's up, family? You guys need to check out this cookie company out of Houston, Texas called The Cookie. Right out of Houston, Texas, these cookies chip pecan.
You know what's interesting? You could tell the pandemic affected a lot of us. Because before the pandemic, I was like bean pie, cookies, Cheesecake Factory, like regularly. You dig? Yeah, this gonna bug y'all out. Like I never was a candy person. So when I say sweets, I'm talking about pies and cakes and cookies. Okay, cheesecakes, pudding, right? Banana pudding. During the pandemic, I barely eat those sweets. Like when people call me, hey man, we got this, I'll be like, all right, okay, I'll get back to you. I never do, or once in a while. But this was I was a guaranteed sell at one point, and it's like I'm like a hard sell now. That's funny how the pandemic can like just affect you like different ways. But yeah, I barely eat sweets. Like I'm talking about cookies, chocolate, cakes, pies. I barely eat these things the entire pandemic. Even now, I hardly ever eat these things. I got a cheesecake one time. I got maybe 2 bean pies. This is the whole pandemic. So it's like 2-3 years. In 2-3 years, I got 1 cheesecake. I got maybe 2-3 pies, bean pies. I never got banana pudding. No, 0 cookies, 0 cookies, 0. And I'm a cookie guy. I'm Cookie Chris, Cookie Monster. It did 0 cookies. I ate chocolate a few times, okay? Maybe 3-4 times. In 2 to 3 years, we're talking about. And I'm known to like be destroying these things. Funny how the pandemic affects you. Let's go.
And cookies, man, they are bomb. Y'all need to go to Cook Chocolate. You like them? That's Cook.
And start spraying. Leave an op on the ground.
So let me check my notes. Like, let me see what time frame we at. Because something's missing here. What? Who's next? All right. So okay. So my notes is telling me this is 8 minutes. So that can't be possible because we're in the 8-minute right now.
Where you stand, it all comes yourself to the face, get them some them haters on ground, ready that evil on lurk. Yeah. Let's get it all. Yo, check.
Back, ladies and gentlemen.
So my notes, I must 18 minutes. Okay, I got it. I'm about to say, now I'm in the dark, by the way. I'm in a gazebo with no lights because bugs would kill me. Mosquitoes tear me up right now. It's not so bad. But if I had the lights on, I'll be dead with all these bugs out here. So I got the lights off, so I'm putting the notes under the laptop, brightness, and I'm trying to read it from there. So it's actually 18-minute mark, not the 8-minute mark. Here we go.
For local outreach, one thing I noticed, there was a nationwide grassroots movement, but from what I've seen with Marcel's campaign, the local campaigning wasn't as strong as it should have been. That's a lesson that we learned. See, we're We're fleshing everything out. The next time you run, because I had people out there on the ground, and I wish I could have went out there, but again, I'm on baby watch. I wish I could have gone out there to hit the pavement with our brother Marcel. That would have increased more numbers, us going out there on the ground and really galvanizing more people. In a lot of, Clyburn had all the radio, all the television, strong local campaign, not a lot of that, us going out there on the ground. That would have increased more numbers. I'm on baby watch because I had people out there.
Okay, so here he's going to reflect back why he lost, okay? So this is goofy. This is very, very goofy. Phone ringing. I can't stop the damn thing from ringing. Are you serious? Okay. So anyway, he's going to reflect back why they lost, all right? So this is something just, okay, again, Google prophylaxis, guys. Prophylaxis. Okay. Google that. Starts with a P. R-O-P-H. Prophylaxis. Right. The other part, figure out for yourself. Google will spell it out for you. All right. So prophylaxis really means that you're able to neutralize something before it ever starts. So let me say this. So defense is this. Defense is revolutionary me throws a punch at me. I either duck, shove her, or block it. That's defense. Prophylaxis is she don't ever get to throw a punch. I just grab her. That's prophylaxis. A vaccine is prophylaxis. They don't let it get started. They neutralize it from the beginning. Okay. So Tariq Nasheed doesn't know that term because when you do prophylaxis, you're pretty much eliminating all bad possibilities, or you are anticipating all bad possibilities, and you have a response to when they show up. So prophylaxis, you're ready for the most common. Let me use that word. You're ready for the most common bad possibilities, and now that you know the most common bad possibilities, you can have a counter for that, right? A response for it. He didn't do that with Marcel. He threw him out there, and they just winged it. And so now he's going to cry and whine right here about how they just winged it and what they're going to do for the next election, how they learned from this last election. Watch this.
They're on the ground, and I wish I could have went out there, but again, I'm on baby
prophylaxis. He wished he could have out there. He's on baby watch. Cool. He had a newborn, whatever.
Watch. I wish I could have gone out there to hit the pavement with our brother Marcel. That would have increased more numbers, us going out there on the ground. And
also, if you're not a regular, hit that cash app. If you're not a regular, the regulars don't do it because you guys already been supporting. Relax.
Really galvanizing more people in that district. But listen, family, there was not a lot of strong local campaigning out there.
So now he's admitting to where he was stupid at. There was not a lot of local campaigning, okay? So all Tariq Nasheed did was just raise money, but they really never really rallied, okay? Watch this. So Tariq Nasheed rally was his podcast, by the way. His rally was his podcast. He just go on his podcast, vote, 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 while the other candidates was actually in front of the people saying vote, 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 vote. That's the difference. Sorry.
Had all the radio, all the television, the fish fry stuff.
So you see, he's saying he's making excuses what Clyburn did, but his dumb ass couldn't do. Clyburn had the radio, the television, all the fish fry with Tariq Nasheed. You should have asked to go on these same platforms. You dig? You didn't do that.
We can do something similar. We can have some buffalo wings out there locally.
So he's talking about later. Well, first of all, he laughed at the fish fry. He clowned Clyburn's fish fry, undermining how simple Black people can be. He laughed at it. And now he's talking about buffalo wings. Now he want to do it now. Dude, that's too late. You are a horrible strategist. Horrible. That's why you got 4.8% of the vote. You're horrible.
Me too.
Well, he's great at collecting money. So, and you'll learn later. Marcel, the money issue for him wasn't a problem. Everything else was a problem. And what he's saying right now, the rallying, the galvanizing was the problem. That's called laziness.
All right. Let's not get it twisted. We can do that. We can get some food trucks in the next city, whoever's campaigning, and bring people out.
See, all this is in hindsight. So he didn't practice prophylaxis. He didn't try to, he wasn't prepared for this in advance. He did not understand Black people. He didn't talk to the people. Black people love fish fries. We like cookouts. He was disconnected what Black people really likes, would get them out. What can draw them out from their home to an event to listen to his message. He was stupid when it comes to that. Like there's no denying. So he's admitting that right now, low key.
Out there and get the word out. We can do that. That's nothing to do. But with our brother Marcel, I had people out there saying that you didn't see too many flyers, you didn't see too many posters, you didn't see too much visibility out there with Marcel. That was a problem. That's something that can be improved upon for the next candidate or Marcel.
Okay, so you see this? He's explaining what happened, what was wrong, what went wrong. He's explaining what went wrong. Keep this in mind, because when I played the interview with Uncle Luke, you know, he's not going to admit to these things then. He's going to blame it all on Clyburn's money. So right now he's making a spill. He's crying. It's spilled milk. He's crying over spilled milk. He's actually being honest why they lost. So keep in mind, he's saying we lost because we didn't do fish fries. We didn't locally galvanize. We didn't rally. So he's being honest why they lost. But when Uncle Luke, people challenge him, he's going to lie and change his mind on why they lost. He did not admit these same things. So keep that in mind, please. Okay, it took a long while. I wanted to go live like 2:00 p.m. but I was busy going through his bullshit live, videos, and it took a long while. You dig? But I wanted to Ben cover this and be done. But that's why I say hit that cash app for the time alone. But let's go.
Again, if he runs again, but we have to get out there and do some local stuff if we're going to take that thing to the next level. Because I had some people in some of the chat rooms talking about out there in South Carolina in that particular district, people who live in that district, they were saying, hey, people who live in this district, they ain't really on the internet like that. In fact, in some of these parts, the internet is kind of janky. I know out there around the border of Savannah, when I was out there filming not too long ago, their internet was real janky. The internet and the Wi-Fi, it was real janky out there for some reason. So that's an issue. So when you have areas like that where people ain't out there on the internet like that, you got to get out there and hit that pavement. Because you had a bunch of people out there galvanizing, coming from different places, supporting, but they weren't eligible to vote. The people who were eligible to vote, we didn't touch enough of them. We touched a significant amount, but not enough. We got to get that local thing popping. Always understand that. Because we got to be very real. In a lot of these places,
we got to be very real. So you hear him? So, but when it's time to explain why he lost and did so horrible, he's not going to repeat any of these talking points. Watch. He's disingenuous and he's a liar.
A lot of people, a lot of the masses, they don't really run in political circles or conscious circles. A lot of the Clyburn voters are church Negroes who like catfish nuggets. And a lot of the potential constituents, they're like world star hip hop type of folks. They listen to, they look at gossip sites if they do get online. But these are people who, hang out at the barbershops,
Brother, listen, have you done data analytics? You would have known this in advance. This is what Republican parties do. This is what Green parties do. This is what Democratic parties do, and whoever else. They have some type of analytic team that go and strategist team that go out there and find out what the people, what interests them, what moves them, what they actually want in their city. And then they use those wants and beliefs as talking points for the reason why they run. So they saying, okay, that's what you want. all right, well, we're going to represent you in this new election. We're going to push those things. So we want your backing. If you're serious about those things, we're going to run on that. We're going to run for those. We're going to run on that. Back us, and we'll make sure you get those things as close as possible. Okay. And then if you have an agenda, some FBA bullshit, what you can do is say, listen, also, what you guys are unaware of, you are also do this reparation thing. So I'm gonna actually put that also, like most politicians, right? The bills, they attach what they really want to push through, and then the other compromising stuff that's on there. So you can say, all right, I'm gonna push what you guys want, but this is also important to me. You guys don't know right now, but you'll see later. So I'm gonna add this also. So this is what we're pushing. Your talking points and my talking point. Just support me. Come out in numbers and droves and go ahead and do your thing. Real simple.
Listening to local radio, listening to trap music, stuff like that. We gotta keep that realistic here. We gotta understand that there's a certain sector who's not in conscious circles, who's not in political circles. We gotta understand that. And we have to learn how to flip a significant amount. Now, some of them you can't flip. All right, let's be very real. Some of the people you can't really flip, but some of them you can.
So you're listening to this, I want you to remember why he lost. No, don't get distracted with other stuff. He told you why he lost, right? The things they didn't consider and the things they didn't do. Okay? Keep that in mind. That's why I'm playing this video back.
Sometimes you got to campaign towards the hood crowd.
You see, so now he's just now realizing that. Sometimes you got to campaign for the hood crowd. You didn't do that. Matter of fact, he ain't campaign at all. All his campaign was on social media, his platform. He told you he was on Baby Watch. He said that. And Marcel was probably, in his house also. So there was really no rally to the hood. And everything he's saying, hold him to his words. Please, hold him to his words. Come on.
Sometimes you got to do that. Let's be very clear. In a lot of these cities, a lot of these small towns, a lot of these spots, this is what we got to deal with right here. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of people, we're going to have to keep it a buck. We got some of this out here. You see this? I put this.
Now, this is embarrassing, but you can't blame it on this. And but listen, but you should have known about this. If you knew that there's a bunch of people acting like this in advance, then you should know that you can't be so serious. You got to do fried chicken, events, grilling out, cookouts. That's the type of ratchet shit they are. Bunch straight hood rats.
This video up the other day. This is what we have out here, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of this out here in some of these places. Let me play this video. Hold on.
This is embarrassing.
They got your legs on touch. Bitch, that's the same shit they got your baby daddy for. Dummy. That's the same shit they got your legs on touch. Bitch, that's the same shit they got your baby daddy for. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho.
Now, I hate to do this, but all these women, I'm under the opinion that they're all single with a baby. Like, I can't see a man, like, really a real man. You dig? Anybody who's when I say real man, like someone who actually contributes to the family, who has an opinion, who brings education, who brings knowledge, and he brings resources. Okay, that could put up with this type of shit right here. A real man would never let this shit. He'd be like, hell, what the fuck? Never.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see that? Okay, this is a reality right here. Let's keep it a buck. This is a reality. Let's deal with this. We got a lot of this out here, all right? Out here in some of these spots, we got a lot of that. All right?
Bunch of hood rats that want to be, I mean, come on. Like, if you're single, I have no problem with that video. If you're single, no kids, I got no problem with that video. If you got a baby and you're single, if you got a baby and you have a boyfriend, I might let you a pass because, you good. But if you were single with a baby, no daddy, no stepdad, none of that, potential stepdad, and that's how you behaving, come on. Like you're onto your second, third, fourth baby with no baby daddy film either. All right, but anyway, it's about Tariq Rashid. Let's go.
Come on, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. We got a lot of that in some of these cities, and family, yes, we do. Let me put it back on here. Family, yes, we got a lot of that. You can smell the weed and hot Cheetos in this video. We got a lot of that, ladies and gentlemen. Some of them we're going to have to learn how to flip them.
Hey, yo, look at this hood rat right here. Hold on. This is funny. I didn't even peep this. Look at that hood rat. Twerking somebody's car. That got a car note. That car ain't paid in full. And she on that car damaging that thing. Look at this.
You can't flip all of them, but some of them you're going to have to go out here and do some work. You got to flip some of them. You're going to have to flip some of them, guys. And what the Democrats usually do, they go out there, give them a plate of catfish nuggets, and yeah, hey, they're gonna vote.
Yeah, but that's,
you think somebody say you ain't gonna get no political power with that? Oh, you might. You know, the Democrats was out.
Well, if what you're saying is true, then that means the Democrat Party know how stupid they are, how gullible and irresponsible they are. They know that they won't take much to sway them, which was my argument with my counter rebuttal to Stu Pease, when he said the Germans are brute and blah blah blah. He, these strong opinions. Then I come back with that video. Like, all right, what's up? This is brute to me. Anyway,
out there talking about take your booty to the pole. You dig? They knew the audience they were pandering to. Yeah. Let's keep it a buck here. But we're going to have to learn how to flip some of them. We can't flip all of them, but we're going to have to flip some of them. We got to flip them conscious. We got to find a couple of them who don't want to be hood rats no more. We got to get the taste of hot Cheetos out of their mouths. We got to get Chip, Fingernail, Twitter, and flip them. All right? We got to get Musty Brawstrap, Twitter, and flip them. We got to find some who don't want to be hood radish no more. Yeah? Yeah, the backs that thing up crowd.
All right, so I think that's it on that, right? So let's move on. Let's move on. More. Okay, so this is the second to last. So now keep in mind his excuses why they lost. He put the blame on himself. What they should have did and then what they didn't do, because he didn't understand the voters that he's campaigning for, right? Who trying to sway for their vote. He didn't understand how simple they were, according to his own mouth, right? What he's saying. He didn't understand how simple South Carolinians were. You dig? So that's what he said.
Divine from Brooklyn, where you at?
What's good, family? Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, so let me see. Let me look at my notes. Let's see where we're at with this one. Okay.
Hear you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to.
So there's actually another video. All right, so let me get right to it. So we are. Is Climber? Yes. So, all right. So I don't know if this is what he's gonna say. I don't think this is it.
To make sure I checked in with y'all. Was good. Tariq, was good, family? What's going on, room? Just let you guys know that, and echo what most people have said, like, this is definitely not a loss, this is a win. The Democratic shills have heard us. They've been running scared, making rooms. We understand that our brother Marcel went up against the third most powerful Democrat.
Candidates, we were going up against that. We had to make them come out the pocket even more. They don't like that. They were sweating.
No, they weren't.
These people were sweating. They had Clyburn's daughter all up in everybody's mention. She's following me. They had their family out. They had all the moist trolls out, the tether trolls out. Oh, they had to put in some work.
No, they didn't.
They were sweating. This is why they...
No, they got about 80% of the votes. They were not sweating. You got 4.8%. You were sweating.
This is like a victory lap because they were nervous. They were so nervous about what might...
How was somebody nervous when they got about 80% of the votes? And he just talked about how powerful they are. If somebody's that powerful, why are they nervous over somebody like you who are powerless? You got 4.8% of the votes in South Carolina. Why are they sweating over you? Stop it, bro. You're delusional.
Might have happened. Let's be very clear. The messaging is out here now. So there's some other people around the country who want to do the same thing. Y'all can't pull the same stunts over and over again now. Now the template is out here. Now, if there's some candidates who want to talk about running on a Black agenda, the template is there. And if they get in the right city and get in the right zone, they can really take that thing to another level. For real, for real. You can't pull all of these. You can't send Kamala every damn where to put the cape on for people. The message of reparations and tangibles is out there, and it has been signal boosted now.
Also, signal boosted. No, it had 4.8% does not represent signal boosting, bro. Don't mention the word boost at all. You can say signaling on some light level, but don't use the word boost at all with 4.8% of the vote. Stop it, bro. Stop it. You're crazy at this point, man. You took an L, and it's okay. Just say next year we want to do 10%, and then 14%, and then 20%, and 30%. And then we'll be making noise in the next 4 or 5 years where they have to meet our demands. Something like that, dude. Stop acting like this is going to happen this year or next year. Stop it.
Also, the name of the game in political theater and in political warfare is to be a disruptor. A lot of people will run.
Nah, you were trying to win. Don't try to. And 4.8%, you didn't disrupt anything. Stop it.
To disrupt the general consensus or the general message. This was a disruption type of campaign as well, which you want to disrupt the caping for immigrants, caping for all of these other groups, except foundational Black Americans. When you disrupt that momentum with a grassroots politician who comes in with another message, who has a strong following, who's making a political dent, and let's be clear, our good brother made a political dent here. This is his first time running. He made a political dent. To have them sweating like that.
They were not sweating, bro. They got 80%.
Yeah, they're giving a sigh of relief. But you best believe them Democratic think tanks, they're going to be at the drawing board first thing in the morning.
They're not. You're insignificant, bro. 4.8%.
They don't want this type of thing to happen because what if some more momentum pops up on another candidate? They don't want this to happen. There was too much momentum for our brother Marcel.
Dude, nothing happened. Chauncey, peace. Nothing.
Oh, let's be clear. Y'all can try to pretend this is some kind of victory for the Democrats. It's not no victory. The messaging is out there.
No, it's not. 4.8%, it didn't reach nobody.
All the messaging is out there.
And now he forgot to say.
So now when these candidates run around here talking about reparations.
Well, he said the message out, bro, you just admitted last time you couldn't go out there in the streets to galvanize and spread and rally because you were on baby watch. Your wife was pregnant. And then you said you guys ain't do a good job of rallying and galvanizing the people. So what are you talking about, bro? You make your mind up. You forgot your own excuses.
And LGBT stuff and giving money to the Ukrainians, they're not going to get no support. There's only so many old Negroes you can utilize. You understand? In South Carolina, you had white folks who like old Plantation Jim, who like Plantation Jim, and you had a lot of old butter biscuit eating Negroes out there who's scared of offending white folks. Let's be clear. And also, let's be clear, some of the stuff they were doing little funny style stuff to kind of knock those numbers down.
Here we go.
For our brother Greg.
So now we go into conspiracy territory. Go ahead, brother. What they do to, he got 4.8%. What did they do to make it 4.8% instead of like 7%? What happened, bro? Explain.
They did y'all saw they were not putting his name on certain ballots out there. They would not put his middle name on certain ballots. They would have
no, because you have a license, my boy. You have a license, and they're gonna use the first name, my boy. Okay, that's why your middle name is not there because Marcel should have went with his first name. Okay, you went with your middle name. You should know that if you hand your identification over, whoever reads that is gonna read your first name. That's your middle name will be an initial.
Greg Marcel, and then they would have
his name is Greg, but he goes with Marcel. Dude, you should went with Greg. All right, now he is part of LGBTQA plus community, so maybe he felt Marcel was pretty much more fitting for that community, and Greg was like kind of like but that's the decision you made.
Rig, Dixon. So that confused some of the people too. So they had to work. You understand? They had to keep those Marcel numbers down as much as they could. They had to work hard in order to get Jim Crow Clyburn over that victory line.
No, they didn't.
And that's a good thing.
No, it's not. It's a bad thing.
And here's the thing. This is not going to kill the momentum of the reparations movement.
Hey, yo, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank would say, yo, take the idea and bring it to the back of the barn and shoot it. That's what he would say.
Is going to make it even stronger.
I love Buddy.
Let me get some family in here to chop it up.
All right, so now let's move on because it's going to be filled from here. It goes to 20-minute mark. Right about now.
No tangibles.
Yes, there will be.
Now you.
The Real, authenticated luxury from Gucci, Rolex, Prada, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Cartier, Tiffany.
What you just said was false, ma'am.
Let me finish, please. You said.
Okay, but you wait. No, you're going to have to wait,
we
ma'am.
Actually, can
with
skip
respect.
her for the sake of time because she really, she wasn't really she challenged him, but it wasn't like significant. All right, so let me just go right into the last one. Okay, so let me just get to the next one real quickly. And we have the 38 minutes. Okay, so let me get to the next one. Here we go.
And so I think we should push.
Let me go around right over. See where it's at. That's where I left off at. So, I was working. I was working, guys. I was working. You see where it left off at, and I'm supposed to be over here somewhere for the live.
White supremacists. Okay, that's interesting. Let's get Alan. Let's get Alan in here.
I was listening to what the young lady that spoke before me was just saying. And quite honestly, I found it to be absurd from this standpoint. Okay. People have to really look at the economic deliverables that the Republican Party are doing directly for African Americans. Though, Tariq, you know that I disagree with you on certain topics. I can't agree with you.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Okay.
Because I don't know you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just,
So what do you disagree with? What do you disagree with?
Insecure.
Well, I disagree with the frontal attack purely on the Democratic Party. If we look at white supremacy, both parties are a problem. White supremacy is apolitical. And the narrative that we need to simply divorce ourselves purely from the Democratic Party because they're not doing something for us. The obvious question is, what are the Republicans doing?
Yeah.
They're both not doing anything,
exactly.
But we've been supporting the Democrats, and the Democrats they owe us more than anything because we've been the base. So they've been more insidious with us, and they've shown more hatred and contempt after we supported them. So this is why we're really on their bumper, because they're the ones telling us why we need to vote for them, and they're coming around pandering for our vote, and we've given them our vote religiously, and we're on their bumpers.
I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter first, but I did vote for Biden.
Yes. Now, where is your family from? Because no foundational Black American is a real Biden supporter unless...
You hear this guy? He said, I told you. He said, where's your family from? Because no FBA member is a true Biden supporter. This guy is sick, yo.
They're 65 years old or older. Where's your family from?
My family...
So now he's going to deflect and try to prove that this guy is not FBA. So that means that he has an agenda with his questionings, comments, and statements.
Usually came from Arkansas, long history, sharecroppers, all that. And then my other family came from Oklahoma.
Yes, sir. Where did some of the family members immigrate from? There's some immigrants in your family. There's no way that there are not immigrants in your family. Where are your family from?
He's gonna make him
a part of my.
He's gonna make him an immigrant again. The dude ain't even give his argument of why he supports Bernie Sanders. Tariq Nasheed is more interested in where this guy's from, hoping that he's not FBA and that he's a foreigner, like a black immigrant. So now he can say, hey, yeah, that's why you support Bernie or Biden, because you're an immigrant and that's what you guys do. You sellouts and you go with the ops, something like that.
My family came from the Dominican Republic.
There you go. There we go. All right, don't sit here bullshitting.
So he's a Democrat Republican now, turning that she feels comfortable. And then again, okay, he's pandering to his audience. He's trying to sell to the audience, like, yeah, you see, only non-FBA people ride with Biden and the Democratic Party. FBA, they don't do that. They're more inclined to ride with the Republicans.
All right. Now that explains some things. Okay, so now again, because you come from an immigrant background, you and your family, you receive benefits from the Democrats. We, as foundational Black Americans, especially my young brothers and sisters, we have not gotten anything from them that has helped us specifically. So there is absolutely no reason for us to support the Democrats right now.
They don't get caught up on it specifically, because politics are not specific, they're general, right? Or policies are not specific, they're general. So he's using certain terms that he might be ignorant to, and he need to be checked. And this is why he dodges Roland Martin, he dodges Ben Shapiro, he dodges people who are educated in a sense, because they're gonna point that out. So he keeps trying to debate laymen to, I guess, sharpen his sword or whatever.
Have to give us our reparations. Now, since you most likely don't qualify for reparations, how do you feel about them giving foundational Black Americans reparations?
I'm in full support of it, because I look at the truth, right? And the truth is Reagan gave reparations to the Asians, I believe, for the World War II for the World War II internment camps in the 80s.
Yes, brothers. Yes, the internment camps. Absolutely.
And then you talked about the Native Americans. Any fair-minded individual is not going to disagree. We have to look at clear policy points. And I agree with you that the Democrats have let Black people, African American, wherever you want to call us, down, right?
Yeah.
But Biden did try to pay Black farmers.
No, oh Lord, no.
So now Tariq Nasheed shoots that down right away. Let's go.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that Black farmers stuff that they never really even got their money either. They never got the money, and I'm not a goddamn farmer. We're not going
to. If I had more time, I'll research that and see if they got the money, because you can't trust this guy. He'll just say shit and wing it. And he's a little smarter than Herschel Walker.
Live vicariously through some a handful of Black.
Yeah, Herschel Walker is terrible, man.
Folks who have a specific lawsuit about no, we're not doing that. Just because they're going to give some money, which they never got the money to them, to those Black farmers. And by the way, you know they included Asian farmers and other farmers in there too. By the way, they start talking about you got to compensate the Asian.
Well, brother, a couple calls before explained that when a president try to pass something and is race-based, it probably won't get through Congress. So yes, you might have to compromise. I had a live the other day where I broke down the 3/5 compromise. Civil people compromise. Okay, you want that? Then give them this, or give us that, or nobody gets anything. You dig? And you gotta compromise and say, you know what? Okay, fuck it.
Farmers, because they lost something too. That's a nothing burger, and they're not going to dangle that over our heads. No. Biden and the administration has done nothing for foundational Black America.
Okay, so I mean, I'm not sure of Biden's, accolades, accomplishments, and policies. I'm not sure, but I could Google that quite easy. I Googled it.
Americans. They're not going to cobble together some kind of narrative where we're supposed to live vicariously through some random black people who have a lawsuit. We need tangibles as a group, as foundational black Americans. These folks owe us. They're chipping off and papering up all of these other groups, and they have not done one thing for us. And we should not support them at all. Do you understand?
Well, I'll say this because I want everyone to listen. When they hear Tariq talk about tangibles, he is correct. And the biggest example you can use to read about it is the Homestead Acts. The America has a history of giving groups tangibles. They gave immigrants from Europe, sadly.
Okay, just real quick, look what they're saying. They said immigrants. They're not naming one group or one race. They're naming a couple. You cannot write a bill or pass a law for one race or one group only, exclusively.
A tangible and giving them free land.
We know about that. I've broken that down many times. We're very aware of the history. Trust me, these are not Johnny come latelys in this room. We all know about the Homestead Act. We all know about how Jim Crow was basically an affirmative action program for white people. We know, everybody knows, we know. Now we're trying to talk about the compensation part now. It's all about compensatory justice. I don't want no more truth and reconciliation talk. I don't want to go over and rehash what was done. Everybody knows. Let's talk about the paper that's going to come to us, the tangible resources. That's all I want to talk about with anybody on the political spectrum. You feel me?
Now, if you want those tangible resources, we understand that the system post 2008 with the Citizens United Act, which allows for super PACs, dark money to influence politics. What that should tell every black person is that we need to build our wealth as a community to influence these politicians to act as Tariq is explaining.
Okay.
Money talks in America.
Okay, no, not always, because sometimes your race talks, not just money, your race talks. These Hispanics that's coming here now, who are not even citizens, who don't even have IDs, they're already funneling billions of dollars down there now. The Ukrainians are not citizens. They've given them billions of dollars. The Afghanistanians are not citizens. They didn't form a super PAC with dark money and plebiscite juice. They're giving these people money. They give these other groups money at the drop of a hat, but with us, we have to do all of these magic tricks and flips and go into all types of little nooks and crannies of the political spectrum. And no. That's the runaround. Give us our damn money and stop playing. We're not going to do the dark money, super PAC, plebiscite, boat ride, none of that stuff. These folks need to write checks and give us what we're owed without trying to make us jump through hoops. We don't have to do none of that. All right. They know what's owed. They need to make it happen in order for us to support them. All right. But thank you for the call, sir. Thank you so much.
There we go. All right. So last video, remember, he said that it's all about money, 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 money. This is why Clyburn is so good. Money, money, money. That's all he's saying. He's gonna double down. Let me show. Okay, let's see. All right, so still looking for last. Matter of fact, let me stop sharing, make it a little easier. All right. Okay. So let me go here. Oh, the Uncle Luke thing. Here we go.
I wanted to make an ad.
All right, here we are. So let me share my screen. Okay, so now I got it up and running. Let's go back. Let me share my screen. This will be the last video for this subject. He mentioned money. He said, we're going against Clyburn. Clyburn. Now, this would have. He mentioned money
behind him. And
all right, so now
country, we going up against Clyburn. Clyburn has $1 gazillion behind him.
He's still pocket watching, and everything's about money. Nothing else. He only mentions money while they lost. All right, so now he has Clyburn $1 gazillion when it comes to politics.
And he had these Democrats shook. So that's a win for us.
He had the Democrats, well, I guess any vote. I can't say that's come on, that's like saying Republicans got Democrats shook in Democrat states like New Jersey, or Democrats got Republicans shook, and the Republicans, they don't got nobody shook. They expect to not get everybody. 80s, stop it. Who's showing up? Democrat there. He said, but he also, and the other.
And the mess, we going up against Clyburn. Clyburn has
were 2 Republicans that ran that he also did worse than 2. Some worse than the other Democrat that
Clyburn has a gazillion who was in politics.
But he also did worse than the other Democrat that ran, and there were 2 Republicans that ran that he also did worse than 2. So I'm just trying to understand if
so he did worse than everybody, not just Clyburn.
You have this message that you believe connects with black people. Why did the black Republicans do better than he did? And why did the other black Democrat that was running, who was also a conservative?
So this is the question. Why did the other black Republican do better than Tariq Nasheed's implant? And why did the Republican do better and he's a sergeant or something?
Also do better than he did.
So 2 other black people did better than him. And they were both on different sides.
Because they have white money behind them. They have no money.
So you heard now he's setting Tariq up nicely because they got white money behind them. They got conservatives, so everything is about money. Clyburn money, and these guys' money is the reason why we did the worst. Watch this.
Money. It's just that simple.
He had more money than the other 3 candidates. So I'm trying to understand.
So keep in mind that Marcel, Tariq Nasheed's candidate, had more money, 7 times more money than the other independent 3 candidates. Okay. All right. So now, Tariq, you literally put your foot in your mouth. You literally put your foot in your mouth. He actually accumulated more money in campaigning funds than the other 2 candidates, the other 3 that was there. So in other words, the brother's saying Clyburn had the most money and Tariq's people were second. And then the other 3 were below him. So if it was about money, your people were second when it comes to getting money. And they still came in dead last, dead dirt last.
If we're talking about data and we're talking about facts, why did the person who had the second most amount of money in this race and also had the 4th amount of money of any of the people that were challenging an incumbent in South Carolina, why did he come in dead last of all these candidates that challenged him? It's just
so now he had the money. So now remember, Tariq made it about money twice. Clyburn and these other candidates had white money. So that this is just a bad, this is a guy who just horrible in this lane. No analytics, no data. He don't even know why he lost, and he don't even know where he went wrong at. Like he doesn't even understand. Like they did good as far as the money, they just did bad as far as the strategy and the planning, because they don't meet with anybody. So my man gave him a bone actually, right? Saying, nah, money wise, y'all did good. So money wise, Tariq Nasheed implant candidate very well. Because I'm sure Tariq, by his own, account, thought they didn't do good with money. He thought they did the worst.
Not
computing.
Okay, now because you're just kind of rambling off random numbers, and you kind of.
So now he's rambling off random numbers. And he did not. He was very clear. Your guy came in second.
I'll say it again slower. Of
Okay.
all the candidates that challenged an incumbent, he came
Right.
dead last in the state.
I'm a transgender woman, and
This is the weird commercial again. I tell you that Big Tarby. This is about HIV and AIDS medicine, where it treats it, does not cure it, but this medication is serious though.
my dream was always to be loved and be accepted.
Ask your healthcare provider if Big Tarby is right for you. And
All right, go ahead. So let me go ahead and fast forward that.
If
What was that? Say I'm a transgender. Who? By whom? Transgender. I just want to be loved. Like what was that about? Love by who? By whom? What was that about? Love by who? By whom?
The others that ran against Clyburn.
Like people make things a problem when there's no problem. Like I love how when it comes to a black person, they say, "Oh, because so-and-so gay," then the black person be like, "Nah, my cousin." We're foreign to the LGBTQIA. You lied with your fake analytics and data. You lied and made up some stuff and said, hoping you was throwing the dart time. Pitch with it. You messed up. He was last with the money. You was blindsided.
And Georgia do poorly too. She actually did better.
Okay, so in other words, he kept talking about money, and it turned out that his guy, out of the last remainder 3 or 4 candidates, his guy was the second most funded candidate. Tariq Nasheed guy was the second most funded candidate. So they packed. He accumulated 7 times more money than all the leftover candidates combined outside of Clyburn. So he wiped them off the floor with his money and influence. All right. So
better than Marcy.
When Tariq Nasheed was offered a reason to, when Luke asked him, like, okay, bro, what happened with your candidate? Not him, I'm sorry, his peoples that came on, the girl and guy. They want to know what happened with the candidate, and he couldn't really tell them. So they told him, they're like, yo, money wasn't your problem, because he blamed it on money again. Tariq Nasheed, he thought the other guys did better than his guy. I'm saying outside of Clyburn, that's his state, he's gonna win, period. But outside of him, there's other people running independently, Republicans, Democrats, whatever, Green, whatever. Whatever. So let me see if we're gonna say
so. Like, why did they do so poorly? If this message,
here we go. So Tariq Nasheed is saying, I'm sorry, the brother said, if this message is so important in Black people's hearts, then why do your candidates do so poorly in the actual campaign? As elected, as somebody trying to be elected to the position, why you get blown out so bad if what you're saying is what the streets are feeling?
You're saying connects with voters.
Well, nobody knows who those other people are, but everybody knows.
Wait, what? Now he changed. Now he's moved. Okay, so in short, Tariq Nasheed makes about money. He said the other 3 guys did better in his case because Tariq's guy came in dead last as far as votes. Okay, so now he's making up a reason why they came in last, and none of them fit. So anyway, Tariq Nasheed guy made him by himself. He made 7 times. Well, I'm sorry, he got funding. His funding was 7 times more, except for Clyburn, all the other candidates' money that they raised up combined, 7 times more than all of their monies combined. So you can't say money like he always does, because you had the money and you still lost. And you were not in second place, you were in dead last. So that means nobody was convinced on your bullshit. All right. So with that being said, I think so. And when Luke asked him these things, he didn't mention what he said before in the last video, where they was bad at strategizing, they were bad at stockpiling and rallying. They were bad. It was freestyling. But when he had a chance to admit that, he didn't do that. He blamed Clyburn having too much money, and then a guy caught him slipping. He said, "Wait a minute. If Clyburn got too much money, it funded in his campaign, he won, then shouldn't you come in second then? Because you had the second most money. You were 7 times more richer than all the nations combined." Okay, so we'll stop it there because I want to do another live on a whole different subject. So we leave this one right here for the archives. You guys can go back and check it out and listen to the audio, and use it for your point of reference. You can copy, paste, and do the video yourself. I don't care. I don't flag anybody. It's free to the public. All right. So if I have time, I'll go live later tonight, like 1 o'clock Eastern time. We'll see. But thanks for guys and girls coming to my channel, supporting. If you have it, only if you have it, hit that cash app. Hit that cash app. Unbiased Sports. If you're a regular, don't hit the cash app because the regular has been supported different ways. Don't hit that. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to end this live, and I might go live in like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, or I might not. So you won't